There we go. Sorry for being so late. You know how things go at times. So what the hell, SDCC, man? Shut up and take my money, right? Holy cow. Do you guys see all of the previews of all this stuff that's coming out? We'll get this camera positioned properly here in a minute. Oh, the joys of having to make things work that aren't designed to do what they were being used to do for. How y'all doing? Hope you're enjoying your summer, or if you're on the other side of the equator, your winter. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. Over here on YouTube so I can keep track of any chats that are going on. Big deal about Spider-Man figures. If you've seen the SDCC, any footage from SDCC, holy cow! Negative suit, the Iron Spider from the comics, that re-edit already jumped on, but now it's actually going to be, it's being previewed by Hot Toys. The help me out. There was a couple others that were being shown there. Oh, the case, which I'm assuming is supposed to represent the case that Tony showed the Iron Spider to Peter Parker at the end of Civil War, I believe it was. If I remember correctly. Wasn't that what it is? Neat looking case. I'm going to say that's definite for me. All of the quantum suits have been previewed. Now, the only ones that showed SDCC were the Captain America and the... there's two, weren't there? Anyhow, there's a picture that they have that shows all the figures that they're working on, and it's all the quantum suits are there. All of them having their time travel suits or team suits, whatever they want to call it. But the only one that they don't have in the team suit so far is Dr. Hulk. Dr. Banner. And but they did have him in his, I don't know what you would call it, kind of his purplish gray time travel suit. And let's see, what else did we see? A Batman Forever Robin. I don't know, maybe there's some of you guys out there that are huge Batman Forever fans. I'm not. Piyush Aurora, love from India. Welcome, man. Welcome, thank you. I hope I said that correctly. So this is the suit that Tony wore when he traveled back to New York to the Avengers movie. He took off the Quantum Realm suit, which they call the team suit, and this is what he had on underneath that. So this is made by SW Toys, FS019. The time travel and Captain America diorama looked amazing. That one is beautiful. Oh my God. Comes with the suitcase or the briefcase or the attaché case, whatever it is. The case that has the Infinity Stones in it for him to return to their rightful place in time. Jeez. What in the world's going on here? Stupid computer. Get with the program. YouTube's so locked up over there, so I don't have any idea what's going on. I'm a little behind right now. But again, welcome to the channel. So this is what it comes with. Put some light on this. That seems to help out a bit, doesn't it? One of the things that I wish I'd gotten, and sometimes, you know, it's difficult to get a hold of everything that comes out, is the little camouflage, like gray and orange little suit that he has that does like his little thumb things on it, and then tightens it up and then presses the little button and turns into his nano suit. I wish I'd got a hold of one of those. So I'm really pleased to have gotten this. Now, that little collar was up in the back. And I don't know whether he had his collar up or down in the movie. So I guess I need to look in that before I start folding it down. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. emblems on the side look really good. The suit feels like, I don't know, rayon, polyester, nylon more or less. Boots are regular old like 1/6 scale boots that you see on a lot of different figures. If nothing fancy. I don't know how close they are in accuracy to what he actually wore in the movie. But I mean, looking at this, I see this. You know what I mean? And I don't know how accurate it is. I'm under the impression it's accurate, but kind of like the Crossbones. He tells the story of who he is, but it really isn't that accurate. I've got to get a Crossbones. I've got to get a chest plate. I'll have to make that, I imagine. I don't know how I'm going to make it, because I'm not a manufacturer of such. I see like little Stormtrooper chest plates and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, that's what I need, but it's not really a Stormtrooper chest plate either. Okay, let's see. My YouTube's cooperating here. Tess, hey buddy, how you doing? Lucky's Timmy 3. God damn, to trick this with that Mark 85 damage version. Oh my god. Doesn't that look nice? Oh. You know, it's funny because when I seen the Mark 85, just a regular Mark 85, the first one they came out with, I was like, that's weak. That's really missing something. Missing a lot. Oh man, that battle damage suit. Sheesh. And the with the gauntlet. Oh my god. One of the things I'm curious about, and I don't know whether or not it was my perception of things or if it really was the case. I'm wondering if his eyes were like all black at the end of the movie, and I'm wondering if they're going to do that with the battle damage suit, because I'm under the impression, if my memory's serving me right, they're in his last moments. I think his eyes turn like black. Now he's got dark eyes in the first place, and you know, see here's his eyes here. If you can see them or not, but. I think in the movie his eyes were like really dark, and I wonder if they're going to do that. But oh yeah, that battle damage suit, sheesh, that's a no-brainer, isn't it? Oh my god. Venom Pool, by the way, did you see Venom Pool? I have a feeling that's going to be one of those that are not going to be made. I have a feeling we will not be seeing a Venom Pool, no matter how much we cry and complain and beg and moan and groan and say that we want one. I don't believe it's going to happen. Although, I think it sure did look doggone cool. Go great with my Venom shelf that I've got going on. So, here's Tony. Comes with regular hands. Looks like more or less we have relaxed hands right here. Get these. And then we get, you know, they're like pistol finger hands, or you can put things in them like kind of like holding hands, not really holding hands, but like sometimes you get a little USB device you can put in there, a little camera, cell phone, whatever. So that's that. We get to straight up fists. I just threw one on the ground, so here's the other one. You can see 2 fists. And then we get to holding fists, which have the gripping ability to put something in them, like a sword or anything that you want them to hold, actually. Little fingers, you pry the fingers open a little bit to put something in there, so you get 2 of those. Real basic hands, real basic figure. You're really paying for the suit. The head sculpt, I'm going to look at that here in a minute to see how good that really looks compared to Hot Toys. But it's the suit that you're getting, and the fact that they're throwing in a body is always a bonus. You can't go wrong with that. It just makes it easier instead of having to track a body down. So I'm pleased to get a hold of this. Let's have a look at some of the chats that have been popping up here. Robert, how's it going, man? Saturday it is. You watching all SDCC coverage? Good stuff coming out. My goodness, there certainly is. How much you reckon the suit will cost? This suit or the Mark 85? Mark 85 is going to be over $400. I guarantee you that. It's probably going to be pushing $500. Oh my God. The War Machines. Did you see the Neon Tech War Machine? Oh man. That appears to be a Mark 1 War Machine to me, which is a great one in the first place. It's going to be die-cast. It'll be, of course, in the second release of the die-cast War Machine. And it's cool, and I hope they don't do it through some type of promotion thing like they did with the Neon Tech 2.0. And it's funny because they call it Iron Man Neon Tech 3.0. They're not calling it the War Machine Neon Tech, which is what they really should be calling it. They're calling it the Iron Man Neon Tech 3.0. And it's orange, black and orange. And that looks pretty cool. Then, of course, you have the back again to the team suits, or what I call the Quantum Realm suits. That was the other one. They showed Captain America and they showed War Machine. I looked all over that figure. Now, of course, I haven't been to SDCC, so I'm looking at other people's footage. I don't see any number on there at all, which goes back to my supposition that it's the number 5. And that's why we have a 4 and we have a 6, and I believe that one to be the 5. So that was also showcased. And then the Iron Patriot, which a lot of people have turned against. I don't understand why. They're saying that they want a black and gray version of that, and I suppose that would be cool. But in the movie, it was the red, white, and blue. It was Iron Patriot for the most part. Oh my God! They had Rocket that they showed hanging on the side of Iron Patriot. They had, oh my God, so much. I'm just blown away. And they did a quarter scale Spider-Man. Like I said, I really don't collect. Well, not like I said. Like I said before, I really don't collect quarter scale figures. I'm really just into the 1/6 scale figures because the hobby is so damn expensive in the first place. You have to kind of hold on to where you are. You do have to set some type of limits. But Hulk and Ant-Man and these multi-dimensioned figures, I guess would be the only way to say that, because Hulk can, you know, if you remember from the original movie, if Hulk gets really super enraged, evidently he can get larger than what we see him at, of 8 feet tall or whatever he is in the current MCU. So if in my opinion, a quarter scale Hulk would be great, just as a 1/7 scale Hulk or a 1/8 or would be great as well. I don't think a 1/9 would work; it'd probably be too small. Hell, 1/8 may be too small, but a 1/7 would be good because it'd be a transition in between Bruce Banner and Hulk, and so I would definitely go for that if they were to make one that was very similar to Hot Toys. And of course with Ant-Man, I mean, gosh, you got Ant-Man all the way down to freaking an atom size, all the way up to 6 feet tall. You know, you could put a 6 feet tall Ant-Man there, put the right colored pin particles on him, forget whether it's red or blue that makes him that size, and you would have the true to scale Ant-Man. He'd be Giant Man then in the MCU universe. So, but anyhow, the quarter scale Spider-Man, which had the Vulture diorama, and they were teasing that, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, they're finally coming out with it, and I'm like, no, Hot Toys literally put hashtag quarter scale in there, and it was only just the diorama. So there's no Vulture being shown, which means, of course, Vulture's toast. There was no Black Order shown, so Corvus is toast. It's sad to see all that. So the question now becomes, looking at the SDCC reveal, what all actually isn't going to be built. For instance, the Starfighter from Star Wars. Oh my God. Oh jeez. That's just a big tease, just like the TIE Fighter. We're not going to get one of those. The best bet on that would be to look to Phil's Customs, who makes these amazing land speeders or snow speeders, and he's working on some other things. I sure would like to get a hold of an X-wing one day, or Juiced, who's making an unbelievable land speeder, which I have got on order, and I'm preparing for that. Oh my God, what a reveal, SDCC! I can't even think of everything that they had going on down there. A lot of 2.0 version coming out. So much suits. I don't really like the Mark 6 War Machine color though. You talking about the Iron Patriot, which is really like a Mark 7, because the Mark 6 is still black and gray, right? That's not letting me type. Yeah, freaking YouTube man's being crazy. Oh, the Bespin Luke. Yeah. Oh my God. Didn't that look good? Oh my goodness. The Marks. Oh yeah, they were showing the Mark 7 again. Oh man, that's got to be coming soon. Oh, golly. Ruben, how you doing, man? Welcome. Test waving again. How you doing? So, exciting times. I wish I was there. It'd just be one big giant, drool fest, more or less. So none of this has been up for order yet. So it's coming. Get your wallets ready. Sheesh. I mean, just when you think about the team suit, how many is it? Nebula and help me out. Black Widow and Hawkeye and Rocket and Hulk and Captain America and Ant-Man and War Machine and Tony Stark. 10? Is it 10? Is it 10 of them that went back into team suits? $300 a piece? $3,000 in team suits? Jeez. I'm going to take out a second mortgage on the house. Crazy. Iron Patriot in-game looks like a beast. Yeah, he does, Ruben. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Oh my God. It's like, because Rhodey's military, and he's all about the guns. He's always been like that big, huge Gatling gun from the very first War Machine, and that one is set up, isn't it? And it's just huge. It's not big. It's just huge. If that made any sense whatsoever. And I've heard people calling it the Iron Buster. So I don't remember that from the comics. It's completely possible that that's what they're reminiscing it from, but I don't know for fact if that's what it is coming from. Let's look at this head sculpt here. Looking at this, and this is a third-party head sculpt by a company that just made this suit for whatever reason, and I'm happy they did because I'm glad to have it. It looks good. It looks, at least, I would say it doesn't look bad at all. Looking at this, I mean, there's no question about who it is. I'm not looking at this and thinking, who is that? Ben Affleck? Brad Pitt? Who's it supposed to be? No, I don't see that at all. I look at that and I see for a fact Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark. No question about it. Not bad at all. So I am curious how this would work with a Hot Toys. If for whatever reason I decided I didn't like to do this. So here's the problem, though. Just looking at this right now, I can tell. So like the body, and I don't know if it's showing up on this camera. The body is reddish, and the head is suntan. See if that helped any in that. Maybe not. Maybe this is making it harder to see. And that's because they just used just a regular, like, off-the-shelf body, you know, and then they sculpted their head. So it's a little off, the color between the body and the head. But truthfully, that's not going to bother me much. It really isn't. And let's see how the hands are attached on here. So these are regular hands too, so if I don't like the color of them, I'm sure I've got a dozen Tony Stark hands and heads here. Matter of fact, I'm big now. I don't know if I got Tony and T or if I have them with the Iron Mans. So there's S. Spider-Man, Stan Lee, Star-Lord, Tony Stark, Tony Stark, Tony Stark, Tony Stark. Tony Starks. Got a let's look at some of the old let's look at some of the recent Iron Man heads. Did a head come with the Mark 50? I need to order another one of those Mark 50s, man, for real. Mark 50 head. Let's compare it to the Mark 50 head, which would be, for the most part, the most current, updated, newest release. This newest release. Do you think there are enough Spider-Man suit variants to take up the mantle at Hot Toys and replace Iron Man variants going forward? How many are there from PS4? Like 25? Or more? Plus Deadpool? So, yeah. Because when you think about the Iron Man suits, okay? So we have 50, really, plus all the Iron Patriots. And I'm not talking about all the variants, just the number. And they haven't even given us all 50. 1 through 7 and 9 is 8. And then 15. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. We've got 32 suits of 50. So there's a whole, like, dozen or so that they haven't given us. So, and that's been going on since 2012. So yeah, I'd say there's plenty of Iron Man suits to go around. All right, so this is the Mark 50 Tony Stark from Hot Toys. Give you a little light on this. Need a little more light. Not enough light. Too much light. Oh, look at that. There we go. Where's the camera? So this is the Hot Toys Tony Stark. Okay, so if you want to use one of these, you're going to have to get the adapter for one of those because the head and the neck is attached to the body, or take the suit off and put it onto a different body. But you're going to have to make your Tony look like that. In order to get him on there. So man, I gotta tell you though, looking at this sculpt, the face is pretty good. The face is really good. So he's not Mark 50 age, if that helps any at all. I think this is the Mark 47 Tony here. I think this is the... What the hell is this? I think this is like the Mark 6 Tony here. What the hell? What's this one? I'm not sure. Forgive me for not showing all these to you. Which one is this? Oh my God. I'm so bad. I can't keep track of who's who anymore. Alright. I know for a fact this is the Mark 50. So here's a huge difference. Now I kind of like how they did this. They did like this golden tint to their hair lately. So in comparison to, and I'm almost positive this is like a 46 or a 47. So I think this is the 46, 47, I think. And this head is definitely blackish. Alright. The hair is. Again, I don't know how much of it's shining out. And then when they did the Mark 50, this one, they put kind of like a gold tint in it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. So they gold tinted it. Maybe it'll help better this way. So this is like dark brownish black, and this is like has like this gold tint in it. It's kind of cool, you know, to some degree. But this kind of looks like it's got gray hair. Alright, see that? And the face is puffier, and I don't mean like as in they made it the wrong shape. I just mean like younger looking, if that makes any sense. I think they did a great job on the sculpt. So the back of the head, on the later ones, he has like this part here in the back of his head, this cowlick part. On the older ones, he did not, and that's what they did here as well. So it's like as if they used an older sculpt, they found a sculpt someplace, and just modified it to their taste, and then painted it the way that they did. I gotta say, the color of the Tonys, color of the Hot Toys Tonys is closer to the body than the SW Tony. So again, this is kind of a suntan, and this is definitely reddish pink. And this one is a lot closer. So the Hot Toys one is definitely closer. So if you go for accuracy, okay, you get the proper attachments to pop them in here. You can use a Hot Toys head sculpt. Obviously, you're not going to be able to use the one with the neck. You'll have to find one without the neck. But then again, you're not going to have the age on there. So, all actuality, it works for me. And I really don't have a complaint over it. But no, it's not perfect. But it's not Hot Toys. And, you know, that's the term. Hot Toys quality. And sometimes Hot Toys quality isn't even up to what Hot Toys quality should be. As we know, being a collector, make sure you invest in super glue. You'll need super glue when you're a Hot Toys collector, right? So this works for me. It tells a story. It'll be great being displayed. I wish I'd got the actual nanotech camouflage orange and gray suit. That would have been great. And this is literally just a basic figure. You got the butterfly shoulder joints here. You got some pretty good. Oh man, look at that. You can set him straight down. No problem there. Double jointed knee. You know, no ankle pivot. And boots. I've got boots. I've got Tony Stark boots for days. So if this isn't the boot, see how this comes off. If this comes off. Alright, careful guys. I pulled the boot off and the strings are coming out of it here. So that's how they were hiding things, I guess, or something to that effect. Careful on that. But can use either one of these. I think this is, I don't remember anymore. You can use these boots if I wanted to as well. And I don't know, maybe these are the accurate boots. Couldn't tell you. But I also have these Tony boots. Also, right here that would work. So you end up collecting parts. No doubt about that. Belts, boots, belts, boots, pants, boots, pants, boots, pants. Try to keep this organized, otherwise you'll never get it. You'll never get it. Do you think that there are enough Spider-Man? We already answered that question, didn't we? So I'm pleased to have this. I don't remember what it costs. I think it was under $100. Don't remember, or right around $100, which is nice. You know, because that's the big complaint that everyone has, is that Hot Toys figures being at $300 plus, $400 in some instances. Even the cheap ones are like $250 plus. You know, it's nice to be able to get a figure for $100. Holy cow! I'm afraid to cut this string. I really am. So I'm just shove it all back into this boot. Cut the string and the whole thing unravels. Can't have that. Oh, come on. Oh my God. Let's do this. This'll work. You know, I've got that song in my head. I forget who sings it. We'll make great pets. We'll make great pets. Stay. The knee pad seems to be out of place or something. The pant doesn't want to line up properly. And that was before I pulled the string and the boot off. I'll probably have to finagle with that a bit. I like this. If this is still available for you, I recommend trying to track it down if you can get one. If you want this outfit from the New York scene of Endgame, when they travel back to the Avengers movie, the very first Avengers movie. He gets there, he takes off the team suit, and voila, becomes this, and then proceeds to walk about. They also made a third-party companies have made the outfit that he wore to suit that he wore when he went back to the 60s, I guess it was, or 70s, to the base to get the pin particles with Captain America, and to get the, was it the Tesseract that he got there? Is Loki still alive, you think, guys, by the way? From all of that? We kind of want Loki, don't we? We kind of want Loki to be alive. Thor's brother. Alright, so that is that. Not much going on here with that. What I do have is, in anticipation of the land speeder from Jazz Inc., Jazz Boost, Jazz 1/6 scale land speeder, that'll be here probably in September or October, I'm anticipating, is I've been building up stormtroopers and getting C-3POs and whatnot ready. So next week, if nothing else comes till then, and I've got no notification of anything coming, although my pre-order list is literally, it's that long. I've got it all on pre-order. But I've bought one of these. Let's get Tony over here, which I plan to open next week. 1/6 scale C-3PO, BB-8, and RO4LO. So I'm really excited about the RO4LO. Hot Toys showed an R5D4 and an R4I9, I think is what they were, and the red arm C-3PO, and the BB-8. I've already got 2 BB-8, so that's like probably the least on my excited for figure out of this. But I'm excited to see this red arm. Curious if I can do that transfer. And I want to see how these R2 units, or in this case R4 unit, stacks up to either the Sideshow or the Hot Toys figure. I've got 2 other C-3POs I'm going to be opening. This one is totally used and abused C-3PO, which is great. Nothing like having a used and abused figure. And these are really inexpensive, and they're 1/6 scale. So if you're not looking for necessarily the quality of a Hot Toys, you can find these out there, which will tell the story for the most part. And so this has a gold leg, where the C-3PO from A New Hope has the silver lower leg. And this guy's totally gold. So I don't know where he would fit into that. So we've got that going. And then same thing with the land speeder, because the scene that I plan to trying to recreate is, of course, one of the most iconic scenes in my opinion, because there's a couple of things that people always say when they talk about Star Wars. Luke, I am your father. Another one is, help me, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. But the one that comes to my mind with the land speeder is, these are not the droids you're looking for. And so that's the scene that I'll be recreating with Ben and Luke and C-3PO and R2-D2, which I've already got C-3PO, R2-D2. I don't have a Ben and Luke. I'm going to track that down. But you got the stormtrooper standing around there. Like 6 of them. 2 wearing the orange sashes and 4 wearing the black, not sashes, but the shoulder pieces. So started tracking down stormtroopers, and I've got a couple of these so far. Got the white shoulder and an orange shoulder, and again, these are really inexpensive for the most part in 1/6 scale, and I think they'll do good. I've got I think a Sideshow on the way. I don't remember, but eventually the plan will be to have them surrounding, of course, the land speeder, C-3PO and R2-D2 on the back of the land speeder, Luke and than sitting in the seat of the land speeder. And I think that tells the whole story for the most part in regards to that whole scene of these are not the droids you're looking for. And of course, when that came out back in 1977 or whatever it was, we didn't know the whole story. And it was like, oh man, he used the Force to convince them that these aren't the droids they're looking for. You know, we find out much later that they're clones and they're weak-minded, and that's how the Force works. He tells you, the Force has power over those with weak minds, but that was like just totally like set things up in regards to how all of it all went down. These are not the droids you're looking for. So that's the scene that I'm looking at. But that's about all I got, guys. If you got anything else you want to talk about, if you want to go about it over any of the other figures that I have, or anything else you want to discuss on SDCC, I'm glad to have y'all. But I'm about run out of things to say. Like I said, this is just a regular body. You can swap out the body if you want the color to match, and put a head on it or whatever, because the suit is really what you've got here. He's got underneath this black shirt here and Velcro fly, and it's just a shirt and pants, so you can easily put it onto any other body if you wish. If you don't like this body, put it onto a Fison body or any other Tony Stark body you may have laying about. Should come off pretty easily. It feels pretty stretchy. It's very stretchy, so it shouldn't be too problematic. I like the stitching, pretty tight. It's not distracting. Sometimes the stitching doesn't appear to be to scale. I think they did a pretty good job with it in that regards. So it's a good suit. It's well worth what I paid for it, whatever it was, $100 or whatever. I'm almost positive it was like $100 and something. The fake zippers here. The suit kind of fits weird on the back, and I don't know. It just like want to straighten up there. I don't know if I can finagle that around to get it to where it should be. Oh yeah, that's much better there. All I did is pull the shoulder forward, stretch it out, and straightened out the back. Right there. Noble, how's it going, man? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm having a problem with how this knee pad doesn't seem to be, where it should be, in my opinion. It just doesn't look right. But he works. I mean, he 100% works. He's going to be as welcome to me as the racing suit, which I love. And there was a couple people that made this. Hot Toys never made it. There's a couple of people that made this. And it tells the story. I'm not going to beat the suit up. It works. You know what I mean? Size comparison. That's what we need. Mark 45. Not bad. Not bad. Because I'm imagining, truthfully, where the bottom of his foot is. It's probably, up. Probably about, see where that silver is? It's probably where the bottom of his foot is. So his heel's probably a good inch or so from the ground, truthfully. So I don't know. I suppose this boot would be about the same then, wouldn't it? I mean, not bad. It's a standard body. And if you go with a larger body, the arms might be a bit of a problem because that sleeve seems to be the length of it. But there's definitely room for leg for longer legs in the pants. No doubt about that. I mean, it works, I guess. They're not going to be standing next to each other, really. I don't believe. Not sure where I'm going to put him. There's a Hot Toys head. There he is with the Hot Toys head. Straight off my Mark 45. It's kind of brownish to the pink still. So I believe I'm going to leave him just like I had him. Throw it on the floor. Just like he comes. I mean, that works for me. Have to mess with this a bit. You guys are quiet today. No, she wore out from SDCC. Is that what it is? Jeez. Well. Chill, Tony. Chill. Chillax. So there you go, guys. What do you think? Ghost Tab, how's it going, man? Welcome. Good seeing y'all. So this was the SW Toys number FS019, Tony Stark in his time travel suit from when he went back to New York. What happened to him when he went to New York? How did he lose? Oh, that's right. Him and Ant-Man went up to Avenger Towers, and we got to see all the Avengers up there, and the big, huge, funny scene with Hulk have to take the stairs, and Hulk no stairs, and we see Tony in like a police SWAT team suit, and down in the lobby we get to see Robert Redford as the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., who was actually a bad guy because Hydra was controlling all of that, and we're trying to get the Tesseract, and Loki gets it because Ant-Man has to pull the plug more or less on Tony, which causes him a mild cardiac, what do you say, mild cardiac, more or less causing him to have a heart attack. And then, of course, the huge funny scene as Tony's walking away. He's got the Tesseract. He's perfectly executed the plan, and Hulk smashes through the door, which totally knocks Tony down, and the Tesseract escapes. So this is the suit that he wore before all of that we see him in, and then of course you see him in this again before him and Captain America go back in time again to get the Tesseract and the Pym particles to be able to do more time traveling from the base where the birthplace, more or less, of Captain America was. So that's what this is. There's the side of the box. There's this side of the box. Top of the box, bottom of the box, back of the box. The Scarlet Spider, more or less, after seeing the SDCC footage, the same. So, the Scarlet Spider, when I first seen its release interpretation, it's just a little bit different. Pardon me. Just a little bit different than the comic. It's a little bit different than the comic rendition of Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider. But it's kind of like a little bit different, like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland rendition of Spider-Man. Just a little bit, but it works. And Scarlet Spider, I mean, when I first seen that in the comics way back in the 90s, I was blown away then. And to see it now as a 1/6 scale figure, oh my God. I gotta tell you, man, when Tobey Maguire was on the big screen in the very first Spider-Man movie, that counts as a Spider-Man movie. Dude, tears are in my eyes to see Spider-Man fleshed out, if you know what I mean. I mean, they brought him to life. Tobey did an amazing job bringing Peter Parker to life. And I really was just blown away. I had a problem with it coming out of his, out of his body instead of it being the web shooters. And the real reason I had a problem with that was because the web shooters the web shooters showcased Peter Parker's ability to create. Solidified the fact that he was a genius and he was able to make all this entire suit. And when he ran out of web shooters, it was a weakness of his. He was unable to fight the bad guys. He was unable to swing. So they ended up showing him not being able to generate his web shooters through a psychological process of him not being able to concentrate anymore or having a problem with that. So that worked. It gave him a weakness. But that was the only problem that I had with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, was that his web shooters were an organically created substance instead of something that he manufactured in his laboratory, more or less. Same thing with Andrew Garfield. They went back to the web shooters, but it was only minor differences or problems that I had with that Spider-Man. And Tom Holland, I really loved that Spider-Man rendition, and the fact that he invented the suit and all that, and he uses web shooters, and it's a little different suit. So when Scarlet Spider was released by or previewed by Hot Toys, I thought it's a little bit different from what it is, but it works. And then to see the Spider-Punk, and to see the advanced suit, and to see the negative suit, and to see the high velocity suit, I think is what the other one they showed. It's like, oh my God. Give them all. I want them all. Make them all. Quit teasing us. And then, of course, the Iron Spider. Oh my goodness. The real Iron Spider from the comics. The red and gold one, like the re-edit. And if you remember or not, I'll show you that one. So I dig this. The scale's just a little screwy, and that's because when Sentinel makes their re-edits, they're not like dead on, if that makes any sense. It's like a loose interpretation of what the character or figure is. So this is the Sentinel Re-Edit Iron Spider from the comics, and Hot Toys showed their version of that at SDCC, and yeah, it's definitely going to be a definite for me as well. But it's similar to this, and again, this is, like I said, this is supposed to be a loose interpretation of it. That's what they do with their re-edits. They're not 100% dead on. It's an artistic license, and it works for me nonetheless, because I certainly didn't expect Hot Toys to even. For the life of me, I don't understand why Hot Toys is so wishy-washy or unpredictable or unable to be counted on in regards to what they're going to actually do and what they're not going to do. And it kind of pisses me off to some degree. You should be able to count on that. You should be able to say, oh yeah, Hot Toys will make that, and then it'd be done. But that's not the case. So whenever something like this comes about, and it looks damn good, I'm snatching it up. But no, it's they claim it's 1/6 scale, but because it's re-edit, it's off. It's like, it's not really, because like the head's not the right size and all that. But by golly, it works. It works 100%. It works for me. But I'll definitely be getting the Hot Toys. I will be getting, pardon me, I'll be getting all of the Spider-Mans, because Spider-Man really was my love in the first place. It was always Spider-Man that got me in really following the whole thing. You can't argue Superman, you can't argue Batman, because they go without saying. But I was never connected to Batman or Superman, but I connected to Spider-Man. So he's my guy. He's my go-to guy. He's the man, more or less. So I'm super stoked about that. Yeah, what a good-looking little plaque for that. You see that? That's neat. Really deeply cut in there. See if you can see how that really looks. It's really nice. That's nice. If I had the ability to get them done, I would have them all something to that degree. That's really sharp. So yeah, I imagine we've got one of these coming from Hot Toys, I hope. Green Weebo, how you doing, man? I love how in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, no one mentions anything about the scepter. Not sure what you're talking about. What's that? Which of the Hot Toys Spider-Man suits shown in SDCC did you like the most? Velocity suit for me? Yeah, I would have to say probably Velocity suit or the negative suit. The Velocity suit looked cool. The negative suit, I don't know. The Velocity suit looked cool, but the negative suit looked cool. And the Iron Spider, man. It's hard to say. You know, that's tough. It's like, what's your favorite Iron Man? You know what I mean? It's that difficult a decision to literally try to narrow it down to one specific. Man, negative suit versus the Velocity suit. And then, of course, the Iron Spider. And then the Scarlet Spider. Spider-Punk. You know, it's funny because they showed the Spider-Punk originally with, I don't know anything about guitars, but it had like the pointy edges on it. And then they're like, no, we're not going to be doing the pointy ones. We'll be going to doing this rounded one. And so they released some footage or images of this rounded guitar that they claimed they were going to be using. And I mean, it was a total backlash by collectors who were like, no, go back to the original. What the hell are you thinking doing this? Because this is not going to work. And now, ever since then, there's been no more mention of the rounded one. And every time you see the figure being displayed anywhere, it's of this spiky one. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'm assuming they ditched the plan to go to the rounded one and went back to the spiky one. I don't know if I've seen anyone that's actually received a Spider-Punk yet. I think they're being shipped now. That means I might get one by Christmas. Do you think Andrew Garfield would have made a good Scarlet Spider or not? I would like to see a join up of the three of them, I would like to see them tie all that together. Sony's no dummy in regards to making money, and they have made mistakes in the past, but I think they're probably pretty dead on in their decision to, God, the lawnmower guys next door, sorry. They're pretty dead on with their decision to keep Tom Holland, Spider-Man, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is a huge moneymaker, obviously, and they're going to do whatever they can to do that. And I would love to see Andrew Garfield, and I would love to see Tobey Maguire don the suit one more time, just if nothing else, just to be a cameo, which would tie everything together. You know, they would be alternate universes. You know, the Tobey Maguire Earth, the Andrew Garfield Earth, Tom Holland Earth, which was part of the MCU. I would love to see that. I would love it to be there. You know, us comic book fans know that there are alternate Earths. Deadpool brings it to our face every time he's doing anything, and I think it'd be nice to see that. I would love to see Andrew and Toby don the suit one more time, for no other reason other than just to tie it all together, to kind of like what they did in Spider-Verse, where they made references to all the other Spider-Men and Peter B. Parker. God, man, Hobo Spider-Man would be great. I still need to make a video about being so excited for movies 2 and 3. Movies 2 and 3 of Spider-Man. Still waiting for the Hot Toys Spider-Man 2099. Oh, yes, Miguel O'Hara. I remember when the 2099 came out, and what a interesting way of looking at things with Miguel being Spider-Man. Really cool. And then I guess I didn't continually follow. 2099 came and went, more or less. They made a whole line of them, and a lot of them fell apart, so I didn't keep track of them. And then I guess there's an alternate suit that Miguel wore, so there's 2 versions of that in the PS4 game, right? The dark suit and the light suit or something. But I thought the Punisher 2099 was good too, but those were the 2 that I really enjoyed. Oh, did you see the third-party Punisher outfit being made? It's available by One-Sixth Verse. They call it the Frank Stealth outfit. Is out. There's a bunch of automatic firearms, 1/6 scale automatic firearms that are out. There's a World War II Waffen SS Das Reich Commander Paul Hauser figure by 3R. There's the 1/6 Court of the Dead figure. So Court of the Dead, they've been Sideshow's been pushing them for the last few years, and TV League Fison has made a Court of the Dead figure now. You have the 1/6 scale Cyclops Tech figure by Toys Era. So it's the young Cyclops, which looks pretty good. There's a 1/6 scale Witch Angel figure by YM Toys X Acme Toys that's out now, which looks pretty nice. There's a really cool Weapon X that's been made now. It's called the 1/6 scale Lab Weapon Wolf Head Sculpt and Outfit set by Super Duck Toys. There's a 1/6 scale Phoenix Lady, which is a one of the versions of Dark Phoenix that has been out. And 1/6 scale Nancy in Hell figure, which is a figure with a chainsaw, which is interesting. 1/6 scale Pocket Zootopia Collection Series number 2, figures 3 versions by Mr. Z. It's like a animal human crossbreed things going on. 1/6 scale Lord of the Rings figures Theoden figure by Asmus Toys, and a 1/6 scale The Human Skeleton, which is pretty cool. I mean, when could you not use a skeleton? I mean, skeleton would work in virtually anything. So you have a 1/6 scale skeleton, and they claim it's a die-cast alloy figure that's out now. A 1/6 scale Alexander the Great figure by TV League by Fison, so that looks really good. A once a scale Far From Home Peter school trip outfit set by Gang Hood, and I'm thinking that's just the clothing and not a body. And a Morpheus from The Matrix looks really good by Toy Works. There's a Super Deck set of the Showgirl outfits, which are very traditional Chinese garb women for stage performances. 3 versions of that suit that are available. You got little Tony Stark eyeglasses have been announced recently, and then of course Darth Maul. What can you say? Darth Maul, man, he was a beloved character, absolutely beloved character. You have a White Wolf 1/6 scale accessory set that is out now, been released, or pre-ordered, and there's a bunch of head sculpts, a bunch of busts for displaying. They call it the cosplay busts, so you can put your head sculpts on, or if you wanted to just it'd be nice to have a way to display like all my helmets. So a lot of stuff has been coming out in 1/6 scale this week, and it's amazing to try to keep up with everything in that regards. But the big question is, of course, what is Hot Toys not going to give us from what they showed us? I'm anticipating we're going to get the 1/6 scale Hulk, Professor Hulk, is what I like to call him, where he's kind of wearing the gray suit and holding the gauntlet. I think we're definitely going to get that. Padme looks beautiful. We got the Clone Troopers, we got Jawas, we got the Power Droid, we got the Ewok. Oh my god. The little Ewok is so freaking cute. Especially if you're getting with the Scout Troopers and the hover bike or whatever that Scout bike was, and then if you had Luke and Laura and Princess Leia from in those Endor outfits. Oh my god. Power Droid and R5D4 and the Battle Droid and R4I9. Pennywise. For a fact they're going to be releasing Pennywise. For a fact they'll be doing that. No doubt about it. The Flash. The Teen Suit War Machine. Oh, and the Avengers Captain America. Oh my god. I don't have an Avengers Captain America. And now that it's being done again, and I don't know whether or not it's actually just going to be an exact duplicate of what they originally made 5 years ago, or however long ago it was that they made the Avengers Captain America the first time, or if they're redoing it. But sheesh, what an opportunity to get a hold of that after all this time. They showed a Mantis, which I didn't think for 1 second that they would be making a Mantis, and they showed the Star Force Captain Marvel and Jan Rog, and I have a feeling probably Jan Rog will not be getting made, but it would be nice. And in all actuality, that's one of those, in my opinion, if you wanted to get the team of them, however many it was, 5 or 6, whatever it was, that's when you would snatch up the other Jan Rogs and find somebody to do the head sculpt or whatever to give you the full team of that, should you decide you want a Star Force team. But that quantum travel time machine and the Spider-Man light up function suit display case, holy smokes, definitely. I was thinking about getting one of these toys box just to put the Spider-Man in, but if they're going to do this, oh my god, yes. Negative suit versus velocity suit, that is so tough, man. Another drag. Oh, Kit Fisto. Jeez. Batgirl. Another Drax. I do not have a Drax still. I am so in need of a Drax. I don't have a Drax. I am remiss of having a full-on Guardians of the Galaxy crew because I don't have a Drax at all. I've got to get a Drax. What a time. What a time, what a time, what a time. Gotta get me a night monkey. Are you asking for Spider-Verse crossover? Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be great. A Spider-Verse crossover. Total Spider-Verse crossover. Bring Miles, bring everybody. Bring Peter B. Parker. Bring Spider-Gwen. Oh my god. Bring them all, man. Thor 4. You know, we didn't get to see a Thor release at SDCC. Isn't that interesting? They need to make the fat suit Thor, right? A geisha? Is that what they are? No, I don't think they're geishas. They're literally called showgirls, and they're wearing like the long traditional Chinese nightclub dress, more or less. I don't know how else to describe it. It's made by Super Duck, set 046 in 3 different colors, white, black, and red. It would be the closest way of describing it. Super Duck set 046. Showgirl costume set. 3 different variants on that. I doubt we will get the Judd Law figure. Yeah. I think you're probably right. I think Jan Rog will not be getting made. Because it's taken them this long to show the green suit Star Force Captain Marvel in the first place. You know what I mean? I have a feeling we won't be getting Jan Rog at all. Good morning. How you doing? Collection Obsession. I came in late. Which 2019 SDCC previewed Hot Toys item are you most excited to see shown? Most excited. Golly, you're not asking much, are you? Probably the one that got me the absolute most, where I was like, oh my god. Probably, oh man. Jeez. It's one of these things where it's like, oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, did you see that? Oh my god, look at that. It's one of those things. Okay, so the ones that I got really excited about, Iron Patriot, the Spider-Man display case, the time travel display case, the Negative Spider-Man, the Iron Spider, the Velocity Suit Spider-Man, Venom Pool, Padme, believe it or not, the Ewok is cute, the R5D4, the absolute most, oh man, War Machine Team Suit possibly. I don't know. That's tough. I can't put it on one. The Starfighter, which I know we're not going to get. You know we're not going to get that. I don't know, man. That's tough. Maybe the Iron Spider. Maybe the Iron Spider. Team Suit War Machine. I don't know, man. That's a tough question, man. Sheesh. I still hope to see the Diner Professor Hulk figure along with the taco visiting Thor outfit. One of my favorite scenes. There's so many scenes in these movies that I find memorable, but that's when Paul Rudd's character Ant-Man is sitting there. Scott Lang is sitting there trying to enjoy his tacos, and the ship falls down. I keep wanting to call it the Ant B. I don't think it was the Ant B. I don't remember what the name of the ship was. But the ship comes down with the Nebula and Rocket in it, and totally just blows away all his entire taco, and Nebula walks by. And this is the first time Scott Lang's character had even seen them. He had no knowledge of space travel in that regards, because all that was beyond anything that he'd been in touch with, because he'd been gone for the last 5 years, and he's just, his jaw's down, and she's like, where's Hulk? And he's like, in the kitchen. And she's like, hey, Rhodey, heads up, there's some moron in the LZ. And then when Rhodey lands, and he's like, what's up, regular sized man? And then he walks in, and Hulk comes by with these tacos, holding him in his fingers like this.
and just puts two of them in Paul Rudd's, Scott Lang's hands, and off he keeps walking with this stupid grin on his face. That whole sequence is just brings such joy to my heart, just remembering the whole thing. It's great. Yeah, we gotta get the characters to be able to recreate that. His little satchel or whatever he's carrying on his shoulder, packing around those two little tacos which he hands off to Ant-Man. Drax has a new head sculpt. Really? Oh man, I've got to get a Drax. I've got to get my Drax figures. Batman Forever Robin. Why? Yeah, right. I don't know who it was that said this originally, but it was so funny. They posted a picture of the Batman and the Batman Forever Robin, and they said, I can't wait to get this figure," said no one ever, and I hate to say that. It was just such a campy movie. It was just wrong in so many ways, and but I don't even know. Did they even make it? Wasn't George Clooney? Was that who was it played Batman for that, or was it Val Kilmer? I think it was George Clooney, wasn't it? But that was like, I don't even think they made a George Clooney Batman yet, and they're making the Robin to that. I don't even understand that. Oh, the Bespin 2.0 Luke looked good, didn't it? No, Killmonger was not on display at SDCC, and what has taken him so long? I've had that on pre-order for forever. You know what the problem I have with Killmonger was I didn't care for the head sculpt, and I mean they do a good job. I just don't think that they chose the right head sculpt to be putting with the Killmonger figure. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe that's what's going on. Your phone's acting up, right? Is it what is it, the what do they call it, Mercury retrospect? Is that where we are right now, or is that what's going on, where they claim that it causes all the electronics not to function properly? My YouTube is totally keeping up. Speaking of Thor 4, do you hope there is a chance we'll see Korg again? I love Korg and his little buddy. What's his buddy's name? Siri, your thoughts on the Neon Iron Man variants? I thought the first was cool, but now, meh. When I see them together, it's not impressive. Your thoughts? Agreed. So, I'm insane and crazy in regards to gotta have them all. So, I've got the Neon Tech Mark IV. I've ordered the Neon Tech Mark VI. And I will definitely get the War Machine, which they are calling the Iron Man Neon Tech Mark III, or Neon Tech 3, instead of calling it a War Machine, and it's black with orange. It looks cool, but it's a total pass figure. You guys that are spending money on it, hoping to turn a buck on it, I feel sorry for you, because it's one of those. It's like the Concept Art Mark 46. Yeah, it may or may not be valuable, but to like the average collector, it's not a necessity. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Your necessity items, in my opinion, are like the Mark 7, the Mark 50, the Mark 85. There are suits that tell the complete story, and then there are suits that are just fluff, if you will. So unless you're planning on owning 300, 400 Hot Toy figures or 1/6 scale figures, you try to keep it narrowed down. And I don't see the need for this Neon collection to continue. I mean, that's stupid. I swear, I hope they don't keep it up. I hope that they don't make, so what have we got, blue and yellow and orange. I hope there's not a green and then a red and a white and God whatever else. And I hope they don't do like all of the suits. I hope there's not a 1, 2, 5, 7. I mean, come on. Enough's enough. I don't think we needed the War Machine, although that's a beloved figure, but I don't think we need it. And even the Mark 6 was a stretch. And I regretted not being able to buy it directly from SDCC, the Mark 6 Neon Tech, and having to get it from a third-party supplier. And I am getting it. And I'll get the gosh darn War Machine too, I have to say. But I think for just the average collector, no, I don't think it's a necessity, and I think they're kind of I think they're kind of pushing in a direction they have no business going. If that makes any sense whatsoever. A lot of second version coming out. Two-Face, Besman, Luke, Cap, Mark 7, and yeah, I mean, you can't even keep track of it all. Did anyone see that Cats movie trailer? What the fuck? What movie was that? I don't even know what you're talking about. What? Is it a Catwoman or something? Is that what it is? I don't even know. Cork's friend name is Meek? Is that what it is? Meek? I think he's dead. Isn't that what he said? I've been carrying him around. I think he's dead. He wasn't dead. Oh my god. I'm confused. Didn't War Machine outfit get destroyed in Endgame? Well, in the final scene with Tony dying, he's there in the Iron Patriot, more or less, because that's what we see him show up in, the red, white, and blue outfit, and that's the new one that they're showing, the red, white, and blue one. The Mark 6, I don't remember if that got destroyed or not in the movie. I'm sorry, I don't remember. But he definitely had the Iron Patriot, the new one that they've shown, the one with the rocket hanging on the side of it. That's definitely at the end of the movie where he's there at Tony's demise with Peter and Pepper. He's definitely wearing the red, white, and blue there, no doubt about it. There's a movie trailer for Cats, the musical. It's disturbing. Check it out. It's horrific. I've never seen the musical Cats, and I guess it's been like on Broadway since the 70s or something. I've never seen that. I have no idea why. I just have not seen it. But it's horrific, huh? They turned it into a movie and they did a bad job, huh? You can't. Why does that crack me up reading that? I can't even read that. It makes me laugh. I don't know why. I can't even imagine that. So this is what's going on. By the way, this is what I used. You kind of seen it there a second ago. I've never shown you all before, but I use these little guys to try to keep track of everything. And I would definitely recommend some type of a storage, something for your guys if you are planning on trying to keep things. You can't necessarily keep them in the box because you want to be able to pull them in and out and swap things around. And this is what I use. I picked this up at Harbor Freight. I don't know what it is, like $10 or $15 or something. And then I just put a little piece of paper inside of it with the name on it, and I tape it to the inside of the box so I know what it is. And sometimes I forget what it is because I don't always put them in this immediately. But I need a bigger one to store things like these Mark 50 accessories and whatnot that are larger than this, for instance. The chicken feet. What the heck am I going to do with these? You know what I mean? Where will these even... I'll have to have a box, that big. Be able to store the doggone things. The chicken feet. I need to order another Mark 50. No doubt about it. Chicken feet. The arms. The blaster. Put that on the ground there. And the back. Love this back. It will definitely be displayed on my other Mark 50. No doubt about it. When I first seen that, because this was displayed before the movie had come out, I had some reservations about it, and I compared it to Tinkerbell. But now after seeing the movie and having this, it's a definite requirement. No doubt about it. It needs to be displayed. It's like the Mark 85, man. I have a feeling I'm going to have to need to get 3 Mark 85s. You know, the cleaned version and 2 battle damage versions. One, obviously, to pose the iconic last moments of Tony's life. God, it chokes me up even thinking about that. To be able to display that, God, we got to have a Pepper sculpt on the rescue suit. Why in the hell is there no Pepper sculpt on the rescue suit? WTF, Hot Toys, for fact, for real. Come on, get with the program. Sir SDCC and in-game Thanos came out of the past and tossed Cap's head in front of the Avenger. Oh my God. Could you imagine? Jeez. Yep. There he is. Did they actually show footage of that? Oh my God. That would have been gruesome, wouldn't it? I mean, it was shocking when they snatched Thanos and totally chopped his arm off. I was like, what the fuck? Ah, man. That just caught me totally off guard. Yeah, that would totally mess with my mind if they did that. That would be totally gruesome. You think it's going to be on Blu-ray, huh? Jeez. God, I can't even imagine that. Can't even imagine that. Yeah, Venom pool. Man, I've got to have a Venom pool. Looking at my Venom figures. Venom. My Deadpool figures over here. My Venom figure here. Love my Venom figure. He's great. He works 100%. I've got to find some way of making some type of a chest armor for Crossbones here. Other than that, Crossbones works, even though it's the wrong pants, because they're supposed to be like a camo pants. It works. I mean, you know who that is when I'm looking at it. It's Crossbones, no doubt about it. Got to get Professor Hulk, man. There's got to be multiple Hulks. Green Weeaboo, I know you're liking that. There's got to be the Professor Hulk. There's got to be the Diner Hulk. There's got to be the Team Suit Hulk. We need to see Professor Hulk. Need to see a lot of them. A lot of Professor Hulks in the month. Blu-ray's coming out in the month. So that's what I've got going on. But I'm so pleased about Spider-Man. I'm going to have a whole bookcase just for Spider-Man, it seems. Or more. A whole bookcase or more. Whoa, 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 hold on now. What's going on here? Why are you coming out of there? No. By the way, this was just a suit. So I put this on I think that's a Mark IV body. Don't remember. It's exactly what it is, the Mark IV body. It had to be in order for it to be the right arc reactor, right? I think the gloves are wrong in this also. But like I said, it tells the story. There's no question about what it's supposed to be. It's like I got a car down there. I want a Formula One car. I want to figure out a way of making that more so part of the story. Had it for several years. This thing doesn't fit very well. Damn it, that Cat's Movie Trader messes me up. All big name stars dressed as cats looks horrible. Jennifer Hudson looks like Bart from Spaceballs. Judy Dench licking her leg. Carly Wilson looks like Garfield. It's a train wreck. Oh God! You gotta see the trailer, it's disturbing. Why would I want to be disturbed? I'll watch it. I will watch it. But I don't know enough about cats. Because, like I said, I've never seen the movie. One thing I got in my mind is that song, Memories. That's all I know about cats. So I probably won't understand all the references that they would have in the movie, and or even if the movie was accurate or an abysmal flop. But obviously I'd be able to know if it was a good movie or not by watching it. I'm sure my wife has probably seen Cats. She's probably seen it a dozen times. No idea. But I'll have to ask her about it. I'll tell her about it. See what her opinion is on it. She would be the one to ask. She's from New York. From the island. The boroughs. No, I've never seen either, but you're... My God. I'm so, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to check it out. I will. I'll check it out. Jeez. You're making me think I should just watch it now. It's just scary. I need to order those light up displays for Thor for fact. I'm probably not going to get one for the Iron Man Mark IV. Probably going to pass on that because it didn't look very good lit up. But Thor looked really good in the UV light. By the way, that Thor looked really good. I should have bought two of those because you can display them in Infinity War version or in Thor Ragnarok version, more or less. Bare arms or armored arms. The lightning coming out of his suit, or with the black, the eye patch on his eye, or the eye ball in his eye. Either one of those, truthfully. It's funny. At the end of Endgame, it totally caught me off guard, or I totally forgot about it. Didn't understand why Captain America was taking Mjolnir with him. And then as I thought about it, I was like, oh, right, because it still also has to go back to what the hell's the name of Asgard? It has to go back to Asgard, to that time zone when Thor took it, because Hela has to destroy Mjolnir. And that was sad, actually. To know that Mjolnir has to be destroyed. That's sad. Did I just see that? It's hilarious. It's scary and funny all at the same time. Oh my God, okay. Let's look it up. What's it called? We're going to watch it right now. Cats. So let's type Cats. Trailer 2019. Alright. We're going to watch it right now. Hopefully. Might not be able to. My stupid computer is stupid. Let's see if we can get some audio on here. I hate this laptop. I need to buy a new one. It's not one thing, it's something else, right? Should be volume buttons on this laptop. I'm looking all over the place and I don't see it. Alright, here's the trailer. No sound, because my freaking audio button's not coming up. And we got the blue circle as it's thinking. Starting to load up. Got the white circle. Thinking. This is Cats trailer number 1, 2019 Movie Clips trailers by Movie Clips Traders. This is the one that I'll be watching, which my audio button would function so I could hear the music and or the words as well. Give me a minute. It's loading. Come along. This could be a while. It's like literally, I get up an hour before my show every Saturday morning just to get my computer ready to be able to operate properly. So that's how bad it is. All the Tony Stark hands, new hands. All right, here we go. This ain't looking too bad so far. I didn't see what you're talking about, her licking her leg. I think that was a pretty good trailer. And like I said, I have no idea anything about the movie. I've never seen the movie or the play ever. So I don't know what it's supposed to be in regards to whether this is accurate or a blasphemy or what. I don't have a problem with that. It literally makes me want to go see it, actually. So, no, I didn't think WTF or nothing. I thought pretty cool, actually. So I don't know what I was missing out on. See, we'll get my YouTube back up here. I thought it was pretty enjoyable, and I'm going to watch that. I think I'll definitely go to the movies to see that. I think my wife and I would enjoy enjoy seeing that together, actually. But like I said, I have no knowledge of cats. None. I've never seen the play or anything. I imagine it's a life story about cats. That's all I know. And I guess it's been on Broadway for half of forever. So that's my knowledge of it, which is very limited. But no, I didn't see anything about her licking her leg or whatever. I didn't see that. And I told you what trailer I was watching. Maybe it's a different trailer. Waiting for this YouTube channel to pop back up again. Come on. I'll take 30 minutes to get this going. Display stand for this. Got a box, literally a box full of display stands. As through the years, they just keep coming, It's like this bag here. That's helmets, dude. That's all helmets. All Iron Man helmets and whatever else. Mostly Iron Man helmets. And I would love to be able to have a way of displaying them. I've worn helmets I don't know what to do with. Probably, I don't even know. 30, 10, 20, 30, maybe 40 helmets in there. Come on, YouTube, come on. Mercury retrograde. Is that where we are in? Is the question. Holders. Wire holders. Stands. Bases. And then we have diorama bases. You know, might go with New York here for this. Or we could go with one of these. Or we could go with this. I think we'll go with this. Because we see him in New York. I don't remember what this one is with. What is this one from? This is what we're going to go with. I'll tell if there's a screw in the bottom of that or not. Don't believe so. 1 second, guys, as soon as my YouTube comes back. Plastic, clear, solid. That's what we need. This guy. That's what goes in there, right? That'll work. Come on, Google. Come on. Let's get with the program. We need one of the ones that are not with the back support. So there's three kinds here. The traditional back support, the new version back support. Golly. I hope you can hear me over that. new version of back support, which has that on there. But what we need is I need my YouTube to open up. What the hell? These are the ones we need. These. The very rare, no back support lobster claw. That one. Because the diorama base is close to the pole. Any day now. Come on, YouTube. So I wonder if this is big enough. I think I've got another one of these dioramas someplace, probably over with my Mark 6 display. If not, I wonder if I could possibly pose like him and Cat standing next to each other on this. Maybe a little bit of finagling here. I bet you I could. Because, you know, it kind of represents like New York, you know, being destroyed by the Chitauri. So I think that's what this is. I think this is a Chitauri base. If that's the case, I've got 4 of them. And I'm not putting my Chitauri on any bases. They're just standing there on their own. But if not, hey, okay, here we go. I think this works, man. He needs the little thing on the back of his hand, doesn't he? So he's missing. It's necessary for the story, 100%. All right, let's get back to the comments. Does a shorter one work? No, too short. Come on, YouTube, what the hell? I had a hard time figuring out how to best display the Red Wing. Is that what he called Falcon's Red Wing? So this Near Automato, it came with this plastic pole to display the little robot that hangs out with her. And I took that and added it onto the Red Wing pole. So now I have Red Wing, I think that's what his name was, up there above Falcon, which works really good, by the way. I'll show that to you guys one of these days when I get back to giving a tour of the room. I need to do a 4K room tour. I really do. And you guys are very disturbing. I never seen either, but your mouth will drop. I said I must not have seen the same trailer that you. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, let's see, girl, it's weird. She looks like Barf from Spaceball. I did get that. I 100% see that reference. Buy 1/6 headstands off eBay. Is that what they're called? 1/6 headstands? Head sculpt headstands off eBay. But how much are they? I mean, I'm not. That's gosh darn. Next door neighbor landscaper. He's out there with a leaf blower. Sounds like a vacuum, doesn't it? Is that what they're called? 1/6 headstands? I need about 50 of them. I hope you could hear me over all that noise from the landscaper next door. It wasn't that disturbing to you. No, that video made me want to see the movie, actually. And I don't know anything about it. Nothing. It's a movie about cats. That's all I know. As if they're real people. No, I didn't find it disturbing at all. A string. I had to tuck that in. The string and I are going to have problems, I have a feeling. I took his boot off and that string totally like came out. It's like poking straight out of his boot. You know, I didn't understand at the end of Endgame when they were like watching the hologram of him. I wanted to see Morgan cry. Maybe they decided not to do that. I wanted to see her cry. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they decided that wasn't working. But I just felt it was weird that she was kind of emotionless over the loss of her father. She was like 4 years old or something, right? 4 or 5, no more than 5. I would have thought for a fact she'd been crying. I like how Tappy says, you can have as many cheeseburgers as you want. I'll get you a cheeseburger. You can have as many as you want. I think they shouldn't be that much. I think they're called 1/6 scale head sculpt stands. Let's have a look. Now that my eBay is open, maybe. But she looks like Barf from yeah, I see that. I see that reference. I do. Meow, snarf, snarf. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. Let's type in. I'm just going to copy this and put it in eBay. See what we can find. Con eBay. I hate this computer. Search. Price plus shipping lowest first. 7 results. There's acrylic ones. Set of 3 are $14.99 for 3 of them. And then there's little bitty black ones, which are surely can't be $15 a piece. Is it? That can't be right. Oh, 5-piece set, $15. TC8320 1/6 scale Craft 1 King of Pop head sculpt, not including the stand. Oh, well, that's no stand. So it's either $15 for 5 of them, so that's $3 a piece, or $15 for 3 of them. It's $5 a piece. I wish they'd showed. Let's see if they have more pictures. So I'm curious what they look like with the head sculpt on them. $10 of them will be $50. 50 of them will be $250. There's only 3 available. That's not going to do me. What the hell is 3 going to do? I need like 50. When freeze, try open close slot. It sometimes helps. Not on this computer. The only thing that helped this computer would be a sledgehammer. I totally rebooted this back to the image, and this didn't work the flip. 6-inch for NECA heads and 1/6 headstands. It's going back. Let's see the black ones. How many they have available. It's 5-piece set for $15 from China. And I'm directly plugged into the Ethernet. And I have a freaking 250 megabyte download speed. And this is ridiculous. I think it's a network card in this cheap laptop. It's crazy. 5 available. So I would get 25 of them. It's a good start. $15, $3 a piece. But they don't show a head sculpt on it, so you don't really get to see what it really looks like. I mean, I don't want. It looks like it'd be floating in the sky, like about that high. I'm not sure if I want that. I'd rather it be down more. I'd like to be able to display all the. Once this head sculpt's on top, 9mm height, 70mm, bottom 48mm. So 70 millimeters is 7 centimeters, and it's 33 centimeters to a foot. So 4.5 times, so it's 3 inches tall, more or less. It's not bad. Thanks, Robert, for the heads up on that. Yeah, exactly. So what do you guys think of this, by the way? You gonna try to track him down if you didn't get one already? He works for me. I like it. Like I said, if you don't like the body, you can change the body out. But the suit's great. Maybe put a little darkening to his hair. Probably be the only improvement I would suggest doing there. So not much care for that. Rather than that, it works. I really like the suit. Really like that suit. And he'll look good next to the Avengers Captain America that Hot Toys has showed at SDCC. So the two of these side by side, maybe a Professor Hulk. It's so funny when he's like, maybe you should smash some things, and he tries to feign his rage. Oh, it's so funny. And then an Ant-Man, the four of them side by side. It'd be good as a team, right? Fourth, ninth, 10th, and 11 Doctors. That must be tough. How do you get the heads for those? Are you sculpting the heads yourself? My babies are Besman Luke and Two-Face. Oh, that Two-Face looks really good. And Besman Luke, God, you can't go wrong there. Flash Gordon's, no doubt. Ming the Merciless. How do you do the head sculpts, Robert? Are you crafting them yourself, or are you just like buying them? I was going to get that Tony, but I decided to get just a head and do a custom Tony when he's talking to Spider-Man after the ferry accident. Oh yeah, it's so funny. They have so many moments in the movies, and that after the ferry accident was really a really good scene. Because you remember when Spider-Man, when Peter fell into the lake or whatever, and the Mark 47 comes and rescues him, and he's talking to Peter and Tony. They're talking, and Tony's like, "Yep, not here." Pops open the head, and you see the inside of the helmet's totally empty. So then after the ferry scene, Peter's like totally flipping out because the weight of being a Spider-Man is weighing on him, which is the theme of Spider-Man anyhow. In every Spider-Man comic and in the movie, it's always the theme of with great power comes great responsibility, just the weight of the world on a teenage boy of being Spider-Man. And so here he is, he's having a nuclear meltdown, and the Mark 47 suit's there, and he's like, if you even cared, you'd be here. And Tony walks out of the suit. Holy cow. What a scene. You don't expect that. You expect it again to be just like Peter's expecting, that it's just an empty suit that showed up. He's like, if you even cared, you would be here. Oh my God. What a scene. What a scene. And that's what's nice about the figures, is being able to recreate those scenes. So when you sit here and you look at the guys, there's times when there's not much you can do in regards to a scene recreation. You just looking at the collection of them tells a story. With all my Deadpools, for instance, each one of them tells me something looking at them. But there's not really a scene that I've recreated here. Or, Doctor Strange down there. It's not really a scene that I've recreated. Or my Guardians collection, or a Lady Death and Vampirella collection. I love those. Or all of my Avengers on my Avengers shelf. There's no scene here. But in the areas where I've recreated the scenes, a Mark 6 scene with War Machine Mark 1 versus Whiplash 2 and Mark 6. Or the Gantries, or the Mark III fighting Ironmonger, or the Age of Ultron scene where all the Avengers are teamed up against Ultron. These are great scenes that I have created. Or of course, my pseudo Hall of Armor collection here, which oh man, that continual work in progress. So there's the two things that get displayed. You get scenes which recreate, which is the beautiful thing about collecting these hobbies, is being able to make that emotional attachment, to display that scene that touches you so much, so that when anybody looks at it, if they've seen the movie where you have your moment in time displayed there, you're able to grasp that section of the movie which speaks so heavily to you. Sometimes, though, it's just the figure that you can look at, and it brings back the memories of that. And that's what we want. It's like having photographs, only it's a 3D version of a photograph. Photographs are our memories, and that's what helps us to bring back to our thoughts these moments in time. And that's what we have here. And it's all about that, recreating that moment in time to tell the story, to remind us of the movie, some form or another, of something that meant something to us when we seen it originally, or every time that we see it, right? I was going to get that tone, getting all the doctors from Big Chief Studios, buying them but replacing the bodies. Ah, I see, okay. I have from Tom Baker, 4th Doctor, I have 9 and 10 and 11. I don't remember who is who in Doctor Who, but there was one Doctor Who that I really thought was really good. There's actually a couple of them I thought that were really good. I even have the TARDIS. Well, nice. I have a video on my channel. I want to improve them a bit more. Just love my Doctors 4, 9, 10, and 11. Yep, I love that post-fairy exchange between Tony and Spidey. That's how I will have my Spider-Man custom Tony and Mark 47 displayed. Yeah, because I think that's when Tony says to him, you know, if you're nothing without the suit, then you don't deserve the suit. Give me the suit. And Peter has to go back to his homemade suit and prove that he can be Spider-Man without the suit. If you're nothing without the suit, then you don't deserve the suit. God, what an amazing scene. You know, he's like, and if you died, that'd be on me. Almost a premise to when he died in Infinity War, you know? God, what an amazing... The whole story, the whole 10 years together. You know, there's people who will be like, oh, no, you can just watch this without watching any of the others. Yeah, you sure can. But you really get the whole picture when you see all the movies. You know what I mean? You really get all of it. So, and to see that it's been planned from all the way back into the first movies. Oh, man. Sheesh. Sheesh. Cap Kit Bash says a pain. I think I spent $800. Wow. More than the original. Sheesh. Has a bison body. The head doesn't look quite right. Did get the magnets for Cap. Where'd you get the magnets from? Who's Dick Jones? Because one of the things that I had a problem with when I was making the head sculpts, when I was turning... I don't know how long you guys have been following me, how many years you've been with me, but one of the things that I had done, I haven't done in a very long time, was putting Tony heads into the helmets. And it was a lot of work, and it was a love and passion, and I really enjoyed doing it, and of course made absolutely no financial gain out of it because it was only for me. But one of the things that I always did was make it so that the helmets could snap on actually the way that they are supposed to. Whoa. That's the wrong faceplate for that. Oh, the hell. I have to find that face mask in my basket here. But I'm going to grab this guy here. Now I can continue telling my story. Rewind, fast forward, back over to here, and anyhow, all of the, because this is another one that I made, all of these face masks, which was the hardest thing, will close down on here. Because if you have the Mark 20, or familiar with the Mark 20, or the Mark 9, or any of the others that I did it to, they don't come with a head sculpt. Alright? So I literally had to cut open a Mark 20 head, a helmet, to be able to make it for this. And the hardest thing for me to find was magnets. So literally, like in this instance, I think this was a cut up tin can that I used for the metal there, and then found some magnets to go in that. And what a hassle to be able to do that. I wasn't able to find small enough magnets specifically to be able to do that. Let me find this Mark 9 face plate. Here's the Mark 9 helmet. Crust Mark III with Ironmonger. This is a Mark 20 or Mark 33 helmet. Oh, RoboCop. Ah, yeah. Dick Jones from RoboCop. Gotcha. Yeah. Dick Jones runs the cops. I want a chopper. Anybody tries to stop the old geezer gets it. Dick, you're fired. Right. That's how he was able to circumvent the protocols. All these head sculpts. Whiplash. Some of them I can't remember which one is which anymore. Ah, I think I found it. I found it. The same thing. So here again, I swear I think those are like from a tin can. So, because the reason this looks like this is because when they made this helmet, there was never any intent for you to be able to see the inside of it. So I've had to totally clean that out from a solid piece of plastic that was put into, and so to make this with that head sculpt in there. It wasn't how it was originally designed. This faceplate wasn't designed to come off of this helmet at all. So I took this, right, which is solid. There's no head in there, and that faceplate don't come off, and made it come off, and cleaned it all out, and then shoved I think it's a Mark 33 head sculpt is what I used for these. And there we have it. But no, magnets was a big problem. Trying to get a hold of magnets for these customs that I made. I got magnets from Home Depot. That's where I went, dude, was Home Depot. I want a t-shirt that says I work for Dick Jones, right? Mark 46. You notice something in the Mark 46? What's going on with the Mark 46? So where's this faceplate go? It's not you, is it? No. I have a faceplate that I need a helmet for. A couple of them, actually. They look like Mark 1 through 7. Side of his face is blackened around the cheeks on a Mark 46 head sculpt. A lot of these are 1 through 7s. A lot of them are. Okay, so that faceplate belongs on that, I think. Maybe this one does. No, that one don't belong there. This one belongs there. Hot Toys isn't blackened. Hot Toys isn't blackened on the side of the cheeks on his head. But you're saying in a movie he's supposed to be blackened on the side of his cheeks and head? During standoff, I looked. Oh, okay. Yes, here's a Mark 33 head sculpt, by the way. So I buy these up just to get the head sculpt out of it. So thank you all you guys that sell your pieces and parts, because I was happy to get them. But now they're so difficult to get a hold of that I don't know. I just quit doing the head sculpts. A lot of work. I'd started on a Mark 35, and I think I started on the Mark 25, and that's as far as it got. The 22 Hot Rod was probably the hardest one that I've done out of all of them. These face plates. Pepper. I got too much stuff franchise-wise. Say that again. I know that feeling. I've got all the faceplates out of here. So I've got 4 helmets over here without a faceplate. And faceplates I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 faceplates, 4 helmets. Oh, this needs to go. That's a Mark IV. It needs to go with the Mark IV. Some of these helmets are pretty cool. Like this one, thought about putting it into a light up, because it's the one with the flame coming out of it, which is supposed to be from Iron Man 3. But there's no light up to it. It's just an empty thing. I thought about putting a light up in that. Like a neck from one of the original 1 through 6s, 2 through 6s. I should put all these in drawers. I need another storage case. Put all these in their drawers. And of course, got 2 of these. They did this twice. which is the light up blue. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I thought that was pretty cool. So I think they did that twice. They did it when Tony was sending Pepper a message, and then I think they did it in Avengers. So there's two scenes of that helmet being lit up. Alright, so which are these face plates? One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. Can you tell me which things is not like the other? Now before I finish this song. I guess I could not, because I cannot. Alright, so let's get these 1 through 7s over here. Four of these. 2 1 through 7s. I bet you this one goes here. Nope. How about this one? Yep. Got one. And you get this one. Right? Yep. It's 2. And then these are 42 43s. I don't know why I've got this one all opened up. Something I was doing, evidently, at one point. Gosh, dang it. So I've got this Mark 42 all totally opened up. This is one that I was making, as you can see. I don't know why I was doing this, but you see it's pushed up through there. It's a Mark 33 head and a Mark 42/43 helmet. Got one 42/43 helmet faceplate left and 2 helmets here. Well, I'm going to put this on the Pepper. I think I've got 2 versions of Pepper too, because this is definitely a battle damaged Pepper. Right there. Pepper pods. And I think I've got the other one is not battle damaged Pepper. Of course, we got the crack helmet. Let's find this other Pepper. Yeah, so I do. Thought I did. And that might be why that 43 is cracked open. So, I know Pepper only came with, I don't remember. I think Hot Toys Pepper came non-battle damaged. And then I think I fabricated a battle damaged Pepper helmet. So then I have corresponding faceplate to go with that as well. Non-battle damage pepper, battle damage pepper. But I am missing a faceplate for a 42. Robert DC, Star Wars, Trek, Battlestar Galactica, Doctor Who, NECA, etc. That's why I had to narrow it down. It's like huge Star Wars fan, love the Predator line. I had to get my Vampirella and Lady Death. Come on. How can you go wrong with that? Right there. Love those. Huge Star Wars fan, like I was saying. And I just don't have the room. I mean, it would be like having a museum, more or less. A room dedicated to a franchise. And I never really had any real love for DC. Don't get me wrong. Superman is Superman any way you look at it. He is Superman. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's one of the originals, right? And Batman is Batman. And I love the 1989 Batman, Michael Keaton Batman. Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Loved that, no question about it. And I loved all the Superman television shows that there was, and Christopher Reeve, what an amazing Superman. But holy cow, I mean, Star Wars is starting to become an issue. I don't have another inch that I can put anything on my Star Wars shelf currently, and I'm adding to the doggone thing. And I don't have the room to display what it is that I want to display, and I'm certainly not going back in boxes. And to sell this, perish the thought of selling it. I suppose I will one of these days, but it's so hard, man. It's so hard. It really is. I know you guys feel my pain. Godzilla. See, I don't. I remember Godzilla as a kid, but I never fell for any of the new Godzilla movies. I was looking at Han Solo by Medicom, 12-inch, actually not a bad likeness. I think that's what, I think I've got a Medicom Stormtrooper coming. I don't remember if I ordered one of those or not. Siri was thinking you actually made a good stand-in for Happy. And you be with Aunt May. Oh, yeah, right? Woo! I love that. I love that. Well, a new dress? Well, yes, it is. You know, though. And then Aunt May walks off, and Peter's like, what just happened here? You already got a story, Jerry, for him, huh? Jeez. I like changing it up every few months. Oh, I'm with you, man. There are some that never get touched. There are some that, Maria Hill, for instance, I don't think I've moved her since getting her. She just represents. She is who she is, where she is. She's with the Avengers, and I'm pleased to death to have her. But she just does her job being an Avenger. Now, Hela, why the hell did they not give us a Kate Blanchett with the hair? I mean, I like the antlers or whatever it is they're supposed to be, but come on. She's such a beautiful actress in the first place. Why didn't they give us a regular Kate Blanchett, a Hela set without the antlers? I would love that. But I really want to do a recreation of. I have her holding Mjolnir, she's about ready to crush him, and that's the scene. But there's so many other scenes that she so totally works with. my Lady Deaths and Vampirelas. I don't think I'll ever repose those. They'll end up being like they are. The Deadpools, maybe one day. Like I have his little brick here. I got this brick from the Chitaris, because you remember in Deadpool 2 when he's with Cable and he's like, hey, can I borrow that gun? And he's like, no. And he goes, I'll just use this brick. So this is wrong color brick, but it's a brick, and so I have it over here by him. And I don't have any idea what's going on in Infinity War. I've got to do a pose against Thanos. I've got to do, I got the Doctor Strange arms coming from Icon. I got my Guardians down here on the bottom shelf. I got the Mark V's over here with Whiplash and this suit, and it tells a good story. I got my Spider-Man's just growing. Oh my God. I am so happy about Spider-Man. I really am. I need to get an Andrew Garfield, I need to get a Tobey Maguire, and I need to get a black suit Spider-Man. I need those three. And that's going to be tough to get a hold of. Got my concept captain with Red Skull and Johann Schmidt. Got my Iron Legion down with Ultron Mark 1 and all the variations of that. Why we didn't get Sentry, what were they called? Ultron Sentries or something? There's like a whole bunch of Ultrons we never got. Sometimes, man, I really am perplexed on the reasons that Hot Toys does what they do. It doesn't make any sense. Evidently, speaking of why they do what they do, someone has said that Sideshow lost the Star Wars franchise, which is disappointing in some capacity. I got every one of the Sideshow astromechs that they made, and I don't know why they lost the franchise. So because they're saying that there was no new Star Wars at SDCC from Sideshow, and so the theory is that they've lost the license to make Star Wars. And I mean, Hot Toys is doing a good job, but they're expensive as hell, compared to Sideshow prices. But I don't understand how all of that works. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 R units over there in various forms of them. 4 R2D2s. One of them is the Hot Toys. The other 3 are Sideshows. And then, the Imperial Droids and the CB and the R5s, the BBs. Got them all. Unbox SW Toys Tony Stark last night. Yeah, what do you think of it, Vincent? Head sculpt is impressive. It is. For a third party, it's amazing. I agree. And what do you think of the pose stand that I decided to use? You think that works? That's from the Chitauri, the New York. Because they're back in New York and it's kind of a mess. He's standing on a street, but it really is, rubble's everywhere. Wrecked up car. So that's what I decided on that. But yeah, I agree. The head sculpt looks great. Not bad. Not bad at all. I maybe darkening the hair somehow. If I knew how to do that properly without screwing it up, then yeah, that's totally what I would do. Is I would darken the hair. Other than that, it works totally. Star Wars 1 month, Trek another month. Oh God, Star Trek! Don't even get me started. Oh. I have such a passion for Star Trek. It's not even funny. Sheesh. And I've just stayed away from the figures. I don't know what to say. DC another month. Marvel another month. Battlestar Galactica another month. Doctor Who, Godzilla, NECA, Horror, such Jesus. NECA, the worst is like plastic crack. The turtles look so good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. I am not kidding you. Can't wait for my Dick Jones head sculpt. Hope Kit Bash looks good. Disney, no Sideshow. So Disney refused to sign Disney refused to renew the contract with Sideshow, huh? Wow. I do need to get a crotch stand for him. Whom? For your... this Tony right here? I wish it came with the time travel. Yes, exactly. Why doesn't it have the time travel device? But I can't complain for the price. Yeah, I don't remember what I paid for him. I think it was like $100. No, he doesn't come with the stand. Doesn't come with the display stand at all. No display stand with this figure. Yeah, I've seen that they re-released Kirk and Spock. Bare bones and only comes with hands. Yep. Siri, who's your favorite Star Trek character? Ooh, boy, you guys are busting me there. Oh man. Oh well. Still is good. Favorite Star Trek character. Oh my god. Man, I tell you, I'll say. Let me try to back it down this way. My favorite Star Trek period or show or whatever would have to be The Next Generation. But that doesn't make my favorite Star Trek character. My favorite Star Trek ship, it's a toss-up of three. It had to be the Nebula, one of the versions of the Nebula. The version of the Nebula has the Galaxy-class saucer, because there's two versions of the Nebula. But then, actually, there's more than two versions of the Nebula. But the Nebula has the Galaxy-class saucer. That's my favorite ship. And there's two other ships I like. The Defiant. You gotta love the Defiant. Valkyrie class or Valiant class, whatever they call it. And then the Prometheus. Now, not... Okay. So there's two Prometheus. There's a Nebula-class Prometheus, which actually has a Galaxy-class saucer on it. But then there's the Prometheus, the NX-2000 or whatever it was. Those are my three favorite ships. Now, my favorite Star Trek character, right? Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to kick that. My favorite Star Trek character was the question, right? Favorite Star Trek character. Man, that's a tough one. I like Data. I like Picard. I like Q. I like Captain Kirk. I like Spock. I like Worf. Dax was doggone hot. Oh, my favorite character, though. You know, I'll tell you who my favorite actor was. Jeffrey, what's his last name? The guy that played all the parts in Deep Space Nine. He played like 6 or 7 parts. Jeffrey Combs. I really enjoyed him as an actor. I enjoyed Shatner as an actor. My favorite character probably would have to be, and it's tough, but I'd probably have to say Jean-Luc Picard. It's probably my favorite character. That dude went through hell and back on so many occasions. You know, when you think about the what was it? The flute that he has. What's it called? Riskelian flute, where he literally lived an entire lifetime in a fraction of an instant. When that probe gave him the life story of that person, and he lived that from a young man to dying. I mean, holy cow! And then, of course, what the Cardassians did to him totally screwed up his mind. There are 5 lights or whatever it was, and then Q constantly messing with him. I mean, I would have to say the character Jean-Luc Picard is probably my favorite character. There's so many strong characters. Cisco's probably the baddest ass captain out of all of them. The Cisco is just probably the baddest ass captain. I love Kirk. I mean, Shatner is an amazing actor. I don't know why some people give him a hard time for his acting ability. I love his acting ability. He comes across believable. But I would have to say, character-wise, it'd be Jean-Luc Picard. That would definitely have to be my favorite character. But there's so many great characters. It's so difficult to put it just on one. What's your favorite hot toy reveal at SDCC 2019? I don't know. It's difficult to say. The War Machine Avengers Team Quantum Realm suit is really cool, and the Iron Spider is really cool. I mean, the comic version Iron Spider. The negative Spider, Padme looks hot. The time travel diorama and the Spider-Man case are up there as well. It's hard to say what my favorite one is. So many great ones. It was just like an overload. It just caused the cup to overflow. You know what I mean? There was just so much. So much. It's amazing. I see Picard has a dog now. Yeah. They got rid of Stanley. No, where's my fish, right? You know, fish don't live that long, right? The little lionfish, don't they die? Don't they live? I don't know how long they live. I have no idea how long they live. They screw up Worf's storylines. Gets confusing. Yeah, poor Worf. What the hell? I hated he killed Gowron. Yeah, me too. Then became governor, then not governor, then back to security, and then making his brother lose his mind, and, you know, the whole 9 yards. I really enjoyed the Enterprise in the very last episode of the TNG series, where we got to see the Enterprise D with the third nacelle on it, and then of course Worf is like some big general then as well, or something, you know. It was a bummer ending for Worf. Yeah, I don't even know what happened to Alexander, his son. Didn't we see him in DS9 or something where he was like, no, wait, they did like a time travel thing where he came back to make sure that Alexander became a man, because he was like wimping out, and he wanted to make sure that he didn't. We've seen him as an adult. What was that episode? It was the Hulk for me. Oh, Professor Hulk looks good, doesn't he? He's the only one that I haven't seen any reveal of in the team suit, because they showed us, of course, we got Tony on pre-order. We got Captain America was revealed, and we've got War Machine was revealed in their team suit. And then there's the image of all the Hot Toys figures that they've got coming out anytime soon, and they show all the team suits. They're all there except for Hulk. Hulk's the only one we don't see in a team suit in that image. Tony is not bad, saying it's not a hot toy. Yeah, I agree with you. It's not bad at all, with it not being a hot toy. And you can put a hot toy head sculpt on there with a little bit of finagling if you don't like it. But it works, man. It's better than the original. Pardon me. It's better than the Tonys from 5 years ago. I'll say that. So, goodness gracious. Ugh. It's better than the Tonys from 5 years ago in that regards, but it's not as good as the Tony now that Hot Toys is doing. The sculptors and painters at Hot Toys are phenomenal. But man, this is great. This is really good. Definitely a lot of amazing Hot Toys pre-order. I am not kidding you. I was going to make a video, and I was just going to showcase all the pictures of all the images that came up, and I was going to call my video "Shut Up and Take My Money," right? Because that's what it is. It's like the team suit is going to cost me $3,000. The War Machine Iron Man Mark III Neon Tech black and orange, there's another $400. Iron Patriot's going to be $400 plus. You know the diorama is going to be $400. Both of those. The Astromechs R5D4 and the R4I9, definitely be getting those. And I've been wanting to get an R5. I've been wanting to get a second R5 no matter, because there's like the R5D4 and the R5D8, and it's like the difference is just like the red stripe at the top or something. And so I kept saying to myself, I want to get one of those and just paint it out the red stripe or add the red stripe, because you'd have to take one of the red stripes away, I think is what it is. Real simple to do. And of course the Sideshow R5D4 is weathered, and I think the one that they were showing is not. Let's get him out over here. This is Sideshow R2 here. Let's get Tony back out of the way. Tony out of the way. So we got a Sideshow R2 here. And a Sideshow R5. This R5 is kind of like the R5 outside the Jawa, selling them to Uncle Ben? Is that his name? Forget his name. Where Luke was raised, where Obi-Wan brought the child. So Hot Toys now is making an R5. So I'm excited about that. And I think it's going to probably be nice and clean. Which, again, speaking of Sideshow, this is the Sideshow R2D2 Deluxe. Okay? And you see how it's nice and clean, right? And then I ordered another Sideshow R2D2 Deluxe. That came. Here's the Hot Toys, by the way. Like this. So, exact same figure. Exact same 902 number, or whatever it is, that they use to differentiate these. These two figures, both of these, are Hot Toy Sideshows. Do you notice the difference in them? Look at the legs. Look at the bottom. So this one's kind of like nice and clean-ish, if you will, and this is totally like dirty, like dragging around and tattooing in the sands. And I was pretty caught off guard by that. Look at the brass on the feet, the cabling. Can you see the difference in them? Put a little light on this. So this is like nice and shiny and clean, and this is not. And it's the exact same piece. It's not like I ordered a weathered one versus a clean one. It's the exact same piece. So I was pretty caught off guard by that and impressed, and I'm happy. And I'm curious if you guys have these. Which one did you get? Did you get the one with the dirty feet, or did you get the one with the clean feet? Am I the only one that got that? I can't believe that. Not for 1 second. So yeah, Hot Toys is now making an R5D4. And there's an R5D8, which I think only has one red stripe on him up here. Other than that, it's the same thing. And this is the Hot Toys R2D2. And this is die cast, whereas this is plastic. But he does nothing. He chirps, tweets, lights, and all that, but he doesn't do anything. Whereas these guys, all the doors open up and everything. And I've got the Hot Toys on order, which has every possible feature he's ever had on him. And whenever that will come out, hopefully soon. Hopefully not too soon, though. Lost me an arm and a leg. A lot of main Hot Toys pre-order. I'm hoping that they release a time travel machine with Cap team suit. That just looked insane. For real. Swear to God, that looked insane. I'm with you 100%. What SDCC you going to get if you can? All of the Marvel, for fact, and definitely the R5D4 and R4R9, and the rest of Star Wars is questionable, and for fact the Spideys, for fact the Team Suit, but yeah, all the Marvels. Best with Luke, Two-Face are my maybes. Two-Face looks amazing, and so does Bespin Luke. Holy cow. Ant-Man and Wasp look really good. Yes, they are a must for me. For fact, I've got them on order. There's no doubt about that. NECA seriously make a 1/4 Godzilla and a 1/4 Ant-Man. A 1/4 Godzilla? Come on, are you kidding me? How big would that be? What size is Godzilla? He's like freaking 1,000 feet or more, 2,000 feet tall probably. What? A 1/4 Godzilla? They definitely need to make a 1/4 Ant-Man and a 1/4 Hulk. That would be straight up sick. If they did like a 1/4 Hulk, that would be unbelievable. And for fact, they need to make a 1/4 Ant-Man. No doubt about that. Zippy the Jedi Droid. Star Wars takes. Zippy the Jedi Droid. Who is Zippy the Jedi Droid? I don't know who that is. Darth Maul looks good, didn't he? The R2s look good. Oh my god. Sideshow R2s look good. And they're cheaper. Yeah, so when I heard that Sideshow lost the Star Wars license, that's pretty sad. That's sad. You know, I like the R2s. I wish you guys could see this darkness versus lightness on these legs. I don't know if you can or not, but it's huge. It's a huge difference. The bottoms of them, I mean everything. It's a huge difference between the two. So I don't know why that ended up like that, but I'm pleased, very pleased. Not complaining. I'm just caught off guard. Let's get these guys back over here on the shelf. R4I9 is looking good. Oh, come on, guys. I hate that it took Hot Toys 2 attempts to give us a proper BB-8. That kind of bothered me. You know, he needed the thumbs up the first time. Why the hell did he not give him his little thumbs up? Makes zero sense to me. You know, where he does his little flame. I mean, that's the neatest thing that he does. Why did he not do that the first time? The first BB-8 doesn't come with that. Makes zero sense. Zero. Don't understand that. Different color too. This one's brown. This is orange. Don't understand that either. Because he's rolling around in Tatooine. So why is his head brown? I can understand his body being dirty. But the head too? Don't understand that. Is he orange or is he brown? What color is he supposed to be? Thought he was orange. Let's see. Sideshow has been steadily raising the prices of Hot Toys just to fund their own projects. Really sucks considering die-cast figures are heading north of $400. You think Sideshow's the one that's raising the price of those? R5D4 is Zippy. Read Star Wars Tales issue 1. Interesting. I did not know that. 1/4 Iron Man. Are they die cast or are you not sure? I am not sure. I do not know at all. I've never even looked into them. Only because I don't collect 1/4 scale figures. So I just haven't researched them. I'm sorry to say. Sideshow needs to stick with statues. Well, I like the R2s that Sideshow made. Really do. And the Stormtroopers seem to be pretty good. I think they were doing a really good job with the Star Wars line. So I don't know why they ended up losing it or not getting it renewed. I don't know. It's sad, in my opinion, to tell you the truth. I like this R9, Mark 9, by the way. It's cool. And this is not the suit that Pepper used to destroy Killian. It's the Mark 8, by the way, which is very similar in the top, but the legs are not the Mark 17 legs. The legs are Mark 33 Silver Centurion legs. That's the suit that flew in there that Pepper had to destroy and then take the arm off of and destroy Killian with. NECA made a 1/4 scale Hulk a while back. How'd it look? Oh, yeah, I remember that. No, that was a pass. If they made one that looked proper, they made one that looked like it belonged to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that would be good. But no, I did not like that 1/4 scale Hulk. Not at all. Hulk making out with Natasha. Yum yum, who's Betty? Yeah, right? Forget about Betty real quick. Let's see if I figure out where that face mask went. I dropped the face mask and I dropped this arm over here. Find this real quick. I'm going to put these figures back where they belong. There's the face mask. There's the arm. I think I dropped a hand too. There's the hand. Dropped the arm twice. Crying shame didn't make any of these light up. That really sucks. All the Mark 50 accessories do not light up. WTF. For real. But yeah, I dig this Mark 9. It's a Mark 7 top, Mark 17 bottom. And it's got all the little things that pop open. You can interchange this with the missile pack. You can interchange this with the rockets. You could take off the little chest pieces there to reveal the gold if you don't want to have that on there. And of course you can take off the actual chest piece. Really like this Mark 9. They sold it only as a set of this and Pepper, and you could still buy this for a long time. It was available for a long time, and I don't think you can get one now new anymore. But yeah, I really dig this. Really dig it a lot. And he's kind of a satin color. He's kind of a satin color. He's not red shiny like the others. He's satin red and gold. Really cool. The only one in this color scheme. But I would hope that Hot Toys, once the Mark 7 diecast is released, starts delivering, I hope that they continue on with the House Party Protocol. I want to get all of them. I want them all from 8 to, what are we missing? 8 to 38? Because we have a 39, we don't have a 38. So 8 to 38 is what we need. All the ones that are missing in here. So 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. No, wait, we have 16, 18, 19, 5, 6, 7, 28. Those are the ones that we need. Those are the ones we don't have. And there's the statues. Do you remember what? Do you remember that Hulk Ant-Man commercial for come a while back? I liked it. I don't remember that one. For Coca-Cola. I remember they did one. I remember watching it, but I don't remember what the commercial was about. Yeah, the Mark 50 accessories are pretty disappointing, especially for the price point. Agreed. 100% agreed. I mean, come on. For real? For real. You know what I mean? And there's no reason why they couldn't put lights in this. For real. There's no reason at all. Now, this I can understand. This I can understand that there's no lights in it. You know, they did a pretty good job with this. I suppose they could have put lights in it. It's thick enough. They could have done it. They just decided not to. They decided to be lazy and to, you know, just take the money. That kind of sucks. I mean, it really does. It's really cheesy. I hate that. For Spearhead storage, I made a scale bookcase from plastic card painted silver that holds 24. It looks good next to an armor testing set. What's your most treasured piece or your holy grail? I'll get back to that. Let me read the rest of these notes. I'd love to get a Mark 9 in diecast. Yes, for fact. That's what I'm hoping that they'll do. When the 7 comes out, I hope that they'll go ahead and do all of the House Party Protocol in diecast. Hammerhead Iron Man, right? That's the Mark 37, if I remember correctly. Yes, I want all the Iron Man in diecast. I'm with you. For me, it's Chris Reeves Supes. I love Chris Reeves Superman. Just wish costume was better quality. It's a snag magnet. Cash grab. Yeah, on the Mark 50 accessories, definitely a cash grab. My most treasured piece or my holy grail. So in order to be able to answer that, I guess I'm going to sit here and look at every one of these pieces. Contemplate them for a quick second. My most treasured piece or my holy grail. Well, the holy grail that I don't have that I really need are, obviously, I'd like to get a Loki from Avengers. I'd like to get Drax's. I'm missing out on my Drax's. I need a Hulk from Avengers. I don't have one of those. Love my Lady Deaths. Love them. Most treasured piece. I really enjoy all my Deadpools too. Can't go wrong there. Wow. Golly. You're asking a father of many children to tell you which child he loves the most. It's so hard to single one out. Only one. You know what I mean? I like that Mark V diecast. Mark 50 sure is cool. Man, I don't know. I would have to say probably right now, as of today, this very moment, Mark 50 diecast, probably my favorite. Where do I even have him displayed? Oh, he's down here with the Infinity War group. I'll show you how I have him displayed currently. I need to get one more of these for fact. This is how I have him displayed. Like this. Kind of boring, I guess. But that's how he is. Right there. I really like this suit. He looks beautiful lit up, and with all the little accessories on different ways that you can display him. I decided to display him in this, what they call give me a boost mode, but I also want to display him with this on as well. And I don't know which arm attachments to put on him, but I suppose the scene would be with him fighting Thanos with the whole group of them on Titan, you know, just fighting Thanos. I've got the glove in Thanos' hand right now. I don't think they did a very good job of it fitting in his hand. I've finagled with it as much as I possibly can to try to get it to fit properly. But it just doesn't fit perfectly. So it's magnets in there, and I can't get all the little fingers to totally match up. But I suppose to have them all displayed, you know, they're trying to take the glove out of Thanos' hand, you know, pry it open, and, you know, that's where I think I'm at with this. So I've got the glove, the Mark 50 accessory in his Infinity Gauntlet right there. I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to pose him with this. I don't think I want to pose Thanos on Earth, duking it out with the guys down there. I think I want him on Titan, fighting Star-Lord and Tony and Peter. Those guys. That's how I want to do that. So yeah, I'd have to say probably the Mark 50 is my favorite piece after it's all said and done. The Mark 50. And that's why I think that I need to add at least one more to the setup. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. He looks amazing. And he looks really good lit up. I mean, it looks really good. Be truthful, how long did it take you to put all the batteries in? Oh my God, I did it live. 2 weeks ago, I think. 3 weeks ago. No, I did not do it live. I did half of them. So take that time and multiply it times 2. Because when my daughter came over, I showed her this figure. I was like, you got to see this. And I stuck all the batteries in it and lit them up. Holy smokes, he looks so beautiful lit up. I couldn't wait to show him off to her. She you know, she don't get it. I love her to death. She loves me. And, you know, it's my hobby, you know. I don't dig all her things. She doesn't dig all my things, but she at least lets me show her my toys. But yeah, I put all the batteries in them again for that. I think I got all the batteries out now. But God, he looks great with all of his batteries in his thighs. Oh, let me show you what I did here. When I was taking the gosh darn batteries out, they use these itty bitty little teeny little screws. Remember, with the flip. And so I guess I need to do some more work on that. Anyhow, I took out the screws because the heads on them were totally stripping. And I then cleaned up the hole a little bit, and I had some extra screws around, and I put larger screws into it because those little bitty screws, the screw heads, were totally stripping out. And so I had to put some larger screws in there. Though I don't have them flushed enough in order to be able to snap on the thighs properly. So I'm going to have to drill the hole out some more to make them so that they'll go below this so that the thigh pieces will fit on there properly. But they will. The thigh pieces go on there. But the screw heads are out enough, which keeps it from closing all the way. So when you snap it on there, you'll notice there's a little gap right back here where it doesn't close up all the way. So I've got to make that screw head tighter in there. But no, the little bitty screws that they included were totally stripping out. And so it was going to be an issue of, you open that thing up 3 times, you would not be able to use it ever again. So I just went ahead and rectified that problem instantly and put in some regular size screws. So same size screws that are in the rest of the body are now here as well. But because of those screw heads, these thigh pieces don't want to snap on there flush all the way. So that's why I did that. Because I've had stripped out screws before. I've had them so that I've literally had to go in there and like carve out the thing, especially in head sculpts, where I just had to like dig it totally out. Oh, arms, like on the Mark 7, the screw in the arms is totally just gets. I don't know, like as if they're using power drivers when they put them in there and just screw the snot clean out of them, and you can't get them out. And then when the head strip, yeah, you're breaking out the tools to get those. So I was way ahead of the game on this. Suppose all the characters taking off the glove. Yeah, right. How many was it? So Spider-Man and Star-Lord and Tony and Doctor Strange with his the ribbons, I forget what they were called, were all involved in that. I need to get that Doctor Strange. Hot Toys showed a Mantis. Yes, they did. I've got the I didn't order the bullet head Mantis. I ordered the other one that made it, and I'll definitely be getting the Hot Toys because there really is 2 versions of the Mantis. So about doggone time they made her. My holy grail is the Hulkbuster. I love my Hulkbuster. He's up there up at the top. I don't know if you can see him. The Mark II. So you have the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You will love the Mark 7 when you get it. 42, you can't go wrong with 42 and 43. 45, 46, 47 are unbelievable suits. Mark 50, probably my favorite. Concept, I assume you mean Concept Mark 46. All die cast, not including my War Machines, right? My other Grail is Indiana Jones. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just a prototype. The head sculpt needs some work. You talking about this guy? I wonder if it was just a display on Mantis. Like as if they're not going to make a Mantis? No, I think they'll make a Mantis. I have Mark 7s. Yeah, I have Mark 7s. The Mark 7 die cast is not out yet. So I have let me think. I have one Mark 7. And then I have 3 of the the 2 chocolates and 1 white chocolate. So there are 2 stealth and 1 subarctic or arctic, whatever it is. So that's 4 Mark 7s. And then of course the Mark 21s are 7s also. But no, I only have 1 red and gold Mark 7. And he's up here in the Hall of Armor. And they made a few of these. And there are several ways you could display him because we see him in several ways. But so I have them displayed in this capacity. With that wrist setup, and with these shoulders, and with that on his chest. But you can, just like I was showing on the Mark 9, you can remove these pieces right here, because he shoots those off after he takes the missile up into outer space. He also knocks these off, and he comes back with the smooth pieces. So you can have the smooth pieces on there, and then you can have the pieces without the little lasers on the end. So you can do that as well. And then, of course, these can be displayed either as total smooth, because when he ejects these, it comes to smooth, or you can have it with these closed. So there's several ways that you can display him. And this is kind of a battle damage, and they also sold one, I think, that wasn't battle damage. So this is all like, kind of blacked, and the armor's, beat up in certain areas on it. So the diecast is going to be, I imagine, even more so awesome as this piece. But I love this Mark 7. Absolutely love it. Left. And so he's up there in the Hall of Armor in his rightful place. It's the only Mark 7 I have, actual, straight up, red and gold Mark 7. But I've got 2 of the die casts on order. And then I have a chocolate and a white chocolate up there. 2 chocolates and a white. The black one is called the Stealth, and the white one is called like Subarctic or something like that. For the most part, do pretty much the same thing, only not. I'm gonna do everything. Are you planning die-cast or the plastic one? I would skip the plastic. Totally skip the plastic. Got a jet now. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Vincent. We'll see you next week. I was just going to ask you about all of the armor. Does it keep the dust out? And is it worth? Yes, it's worth the money. It is not dust proof, but it keeps the dust out. So, for instance, this guy's been in that Hall of Armor forever, and he looks pretty good. I think this is probably even the first time I've even taken him out, so he's not dusty. Okay, but it's the sides are not closed up on them. On the other side of the coin, I'll show you a suit that's out exposed to the elements. Which one to show you? I guess I'll just show you this Mark 46. So this guy's out, and I don't know if you can see very well, but yeah, he is totally dusty. Totally dusty. You can really see the dust. What the hell happened to that head sculpt? You can really see the dust on my Maria Hill. Look at her. I'm embarrassed to show you these. Look at all that dust in her hair. So yeah, they're not sealed up. I suppose you could buy a piece of plexiglass that would seal it and just use that one instead of the sheet that they give you. The sheet that they give you fits in the groove. Okay, so what you would do is you would buy a sheet that would be, I don't know, a 1/4 inch wider. All right, so same height, 1/4 inch wider, and then down at the bottom just cut a little notch out so that this will fit in the groove, and then where the groove is not, it would fit otherwise. And then you could make it sealable, but then it's going to be very difficult to get out. So if you were to do that, I would recommend taking like a piece of ribbon or something that you can pull it out of with. Just tape it at the top or something along that line so you can just pull it forward to get it out. But yeah, I love my Hall of Armor. Love it. And I ordered another set of them. So I've got another set of 7 coming. And I was planning on putting War Machine in one set. I was going to put a Mark 6 in one to represent the helicarrier from Avengers, because it was in one all by itself. And then I was going to put a Spider-Man in the other one to represent when Tony showed him the new suit. But I'm not sure what's going on with Hot Toys. If they release that, then I won't be doing that. If they release the one that they showed at SDCC, then for a fact I won't be needing to do that. So yeah, I love the Hall of Armor. Love it. $1,000 I think is the price of the doggone thing. I was going to ask you about all of you. She's a dirty girl, but damn, she's hot. Yeah, I love her. Love my Maria Hill. I'm glad that they finally made one of hers. Yeah, what's a Detolf? They're $100 or something, aren't they? $120 or something? I've thought about buying a couple of them, possibly putting them in the corner, or one in each corner. I've thought about that. It's just my wife and I. And we have it's a 2.5 bedroom house, and the half bedroom is the computer room. The other bedroom we sleep in, and this is the other bedroom. Which has become her dressing chambers and my toy room. And it's funny because right dead center of the room, when they installed the ceiling fan, they put let me turn this off. When they installed the ceiling fan, in order to be able to run the electricity up to the ceiling fan, there's this white plastic piece that hides the electrical cabling in it. It goes all the way up to where the ceiling fan is. And it's funny because it's dead center of the room. Are you getting where I'm coming to? So, I don't know if you have brothers or sisters or anything like that, and if you ever had to share anything with them, but you're always like, half of this is mine, half of this is yours, don't cross this section of the room, or whatever, And it's kind of how it's been, and that's kind of been, the halfway point where I'm on this side of that, and she's on that side of that, and I'm encroaching on that line. And I have a feeling I'm going to be in trouble when I cross that line. Don't cross that line. I have a feeling I'm going to be in trouble when I cross that line. So I'm trying to stay on this side of that line. It's unwritten rule. We haven't discussed it, but both of us have siblings, and we can both relate to that. She would talk about how her brother and her used to all the time be like, no, make sure you got the same amount of milk in my glass. Make sure your cookie's not bigger than mine. I guess all siblings do that. And so I'm trying not to encroach on that line there. Oh, it's difficult. So difficult. So how much are the Detolfs, by the way? You get them from IKEA, right? Drop excluder round the glass doors to keep the dust out. I watched a video on YouTube how a guy had made his Detolf dust proof, more or less. And that was pretty cool. I don't remember who it was that did that. But I was like, yeah, if I ever get a Detolf, that's definitely what I would do too, is seal it up to make it dust proof. No doubt about it. But the Hall of Armor works well in that regard. It's not dust proof, but it does keep the dust out for the most part. I haven't had a dusty problem with my Hollow Arms. I really haven't. But anyhow, how much do you pay for your Detolf? Are they $100? Do you know? How long have I had you guys? 2.5 hours. Man, thank you very much for sticking with me today. I really enjoyed spending all this time with every one of you. Thank you very much for joining me. Next week is going to be these Star Wars figures. There's, gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 of them when you think about it. It's 5 packages. And I think I got more coming too as well. So we'll be opening up all of those. I hope you guys stick with me for that. Talking about it, of course, anything you want to talk about. SDCC will be far done by then. I think it goes on today and tomorrow still. Some of you are probably down there. I hope you guys... Man, I tell you what, man. Hook me up with a doggone ticket next year, man. I'll pay you back. I don't care what day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Doesn't make a hill of beans to me. I live close enough that I could just drive down there, you know, spend the night and drive back. Or whatever. Drive down there, spend the night, go to it, then drive back. One or the other. It wouldn't be an issue. I'd like to go down to SDCC. So if any of y'all have an opportunity to get tickets or can tell me how to gosh darn get tickets to the gosh darn thing, let me know. Hook me up. Totally. So next year it'll be fun to go down there and do that. I imagine that shortly all these figures that people have been getting, I'll be getting soon. So I think one of the Spider-Man is out now. Is it the advanced suit Spider-Man that's out? So I anticipate be hearing from that soon. What else is another one that's out that I haven't gotten yet? I think there was another suit, another figure that I noticed is starting to be shipped that I haven't gotten an announcement on yet. But I think people are starting getting the advanced suit Spider-Man, so I expect him to be coming in the next few weeks. Where are we at? The only female I have is Selena Kyle from Batman. Who did she play? Was she Poison Ivy? Or Catwoman? Leah and Rose Tyler. Rose Tyler from Doctor Who. 60 pounds in UK. So that's about $100. I live in UK and want to go to SDCC. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Manchester Comic Con next week here. Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, so she played Catwoman. Yeah, was that the one with the like the red goggles that she wears on her forehead? I like that. That's good looking Catwoman. I mean, all the Catwomen are hot. I don't care who it was. Ursula Kitts, any of them, any Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer. Catwoman is hot. Oh, it's like I got the Felicia Hardy on order. Black Cat for Spider-Man. Definitely. That's a definite yes. So yeah, you know, it's like Batman and Superman. Like I said earlier, you know, they're classic. You can't go wrong with them. I just don't collect them because I don't know, because I'm collecting the Marvel. I would collect all the Supermans. I would collect all the Batman for fact, and Catwoman, of course. I certainly would. But as you can see, I have no place to put all these guys. I gotta get all the Black Widows. How many Black Widows do I have? 1, 2, 3. I think I only have 3 Black Widows. And there's what, 6 of them or 7? So I gotta get the Black Widows. Because it's funny, when they first started, it's like, well, I only need 1. You know what I mean? And the AOU Black Widow is nice. And but then it's like, you know, you start getting more and more and more, and then because you started in the middle, you have to go backwards. You got to get the Iron Man 2 Black Widow, and you got to get the Avengers Black Widow, and what was the other movie she was in? skipping one here. Because I got the Civil War, I've got the Infinity War, I've got the Age of Ultron. I don't have the Avengers one, and I don't have Iron Man 2 Black Widow. What was the other one she was in? Am I confused? Is that it? Is it just Iron Man 2, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame? Is that it? Is that the only Black Widows? Yeah, no doubt. I am showing my age. Saying Marvel. Yeah, and that's how it starts, man. It starts with only 5. My first one was the Mark 17 Heartbreaker, and it still holds a place in my heart. It still holds a place as a, and I think that's why I like that Mark 9, because it has the Heartbreaker legs. That was my very first figure, and it just grew from there. Sheesh. My wife's like, you need to get rid of your figures. I'm like, yeah, that'll never happen. I tell my daughter, I said, so here's your inheritance. There you go. When I die, just sell these. Call up Antique Roadshow. Yeah, I need to get the other Black Widows. I want to collect Marvel villains. Oh, Hot Toys. So I've been rewatching the movies, and I noticed that a lot of the villains have died by getting blown up somehow. Really? Let's see about that. I don't remember. So of course Ironmonger, he blew up. Killian blew up. Mandarin went to jail, but supposedly he wasn't the villain. They did make a small movie trying to clarify all that, called All Hail the King or something like that. A little 10-minute little movie. It's funny, you should check it out. It's very interesting. Let's see, who else? What other villains did blow up? Yeah, the villains are tough because Hot Toys doesn't make the villains. Enough of them. You know what I mean? Whiplash blew up. He sure did. Hella blew up? What really happened to Hella at the end? She was fighting, what the hell was his name? That demon when Ragnarok was happening. And then Asgard blew up. But what really happened to them? What a good movie. A lot of people don't like Ragnarok. I really liked it. Like probably my favorite scene out of the whole movie is when Hela has him down there, has got him pinned, and she's like, "Tell me again, brother, what are you the god of?" And the lightning bolt strikes her, and then they start playing the Immigrant Song from Led Zeppelin, and the fight begins on the bridge. And then later Loki's like, when Hela's down there, Loki's like, "Dude, strike her with lightning." He's like, "I just struck her with the mother of all lightning bolts, and it didn't do anything to her." I love that movie. It's great. Dark Elf. Who's Dark Elf? Mark II War Machine, Mark 42 Iron Man, Iron Patriot is where I started. Nice. I have over 70 figures. Nice. Good collection. Crossbones blew himself up. Yeah, he did. I really think that they did Crossbones wrong. I think he deserved more of the movie than what he got. Poor guy. I really, really feel that they did him wrong. This is my Mark 42, by the way. He's on center display, like always, but he doesn't get much love. And back to the dust again. Look at his little shoulders. His little shoulders are dusty as hell. But what I've done with this guy was I made him to represent the Mark 42 going down into the Hall of Armor, the House Party Protocol. And so just like I was showing you before when I would carve out the heads, I carved this out specifically to be an open helmet. And so no, Hot Toys did not make this helmet. I mean, it is a Hot Toys helmet, but they didn't make it open. And it does not close. It is all the time open. And I thought about putting in it some of the pieces that come with the Mark II, and to clean it up, but it just wasn't necessary. I didn't feel. Oh, look at the dust. See that dust there? So that shows you how dusty they get just being out. And you notice that Mark 7 was not dusty at all, being in that Hall of Armor. But yeah, this guy's out all the time on display. And that's what I did to be able to make him open, because it's an open suit. It's an empty suit that's being stored in the House Party Protocol in Iron Man 3, as we see the wine cellar and the suit going down into the rest of the House Party Protocol. The Hall of Armor. The Iron Legion, which is what we called it back then. And then they came out with an Iron Legion. But that's my Mark 42. And then I have my Mark 43 in there with my Age of Ultron setup. So this is how I have the Mark 42 displayed. And there's many ways of displaying this. At one point I had him displayed with the Pepper Potts helmet, and he was she was protecting Tony from the roof collapsing in. They made a re-release of this, and I didn't know at the time that they actually fixed some of the problems with this suit. This is one of the original die-casts. There's a lot of problems with it. One of them is this arm doesn't want to cooperate properly. The shoulder doesn't want to cooperate properly. And the other is the butt doesn't cooperate properly. But I love it. And if I knew that the Mark 42 re-release wasn't just a straight up re-release, but was a fixed version, I would have bought it. I would have tracked it down and bought one. But I was like, what do I need another one for? You know, I've got one. But now I'm like, I surely could have used another one. No doubt about that. It's a great suit. But from my understanding, the Mark 42 re-release essentially has all the fixed pieces like the 43 came. So the 43 came fixed, more or less. It's the only way I can think of describing it. That they fixed all the problems with the 42 in the 43. Because they're really the same suit, just not the same. If that makes any sense. Come on, this stupid shoulder. So you press the shoulder in to get it in, and then you pull it out to be able to pose it, but as you pull it out, the shoulder comes out of the socket. The arm comes out of the socket of the shoulder. So then you can't display it again. See? So then to put it in, you end up shoving the shoulder in. And I'm trying to hold the shoulder out to be able to put it in, but I can't. I'm not able to hold it out and to get it in. It just doesn't work. Gosh dang it. You know what I probably ought to do? Put a little glue on this to make it thicker. That's all you got to do is just make the hole smaller or the nub bigger, and just put a little Elmer's glue in there, and it just makes it so that it has to stick, but it doesn't actually destroy anything, and it's not a permanent fix. It'll be permanent, but you can pull it out. You know what I mean? It's not like you've destroyed the figure, but you can pull out all the old all the Elmer's glue. So that's about that. So we can get all this back together again. But that's my Mark 42. That's how I decided to display him. Am I the only one that has this problem? Do you guys not have these shoulder problems? That's it. Out comes the Elmer's glue. Little trick if you ever need to stiffen anything up, they'll put a little Elmer's glue in there, man. Doesn't destroy anything. It totally can be removed. Dries clear. But it adds a stickiness and it increases the diameter of something. Make it tighter, larger, or whatever. Plus it's good for filling in gaps because it dries clear. So this is just to fill in the little spot here to make it so that it's tighter. Golly, what a hassle. God. This is really upsetting me. I mean, for fact. So, of course, the Elmer's isn't going to work until it dries. I'm just trying to get it into any type of position at this point. Let's leave it out like that for now. And then we'll deal with that later. Jesus. There we go. Thor Dark World, Ego the Planet Blew Up. Yeah, Mark 42, you get a lot of battle damage accessories. Yeah, you did, didn't you? Yellow Jacket imploded. Man, how come there's no Hot Toys Yellow Jacket? They showed us a Hot Toys Yellow Jacket, and then they denied us. Yeah, it was. You're a brave man, don't think I could do that to one of my die-casts. Hey, you know it's really brave? When you start customizing them. When you start carving up the heads and having to replace arms, like on my Mark 7 up there, the light quit working in his arm. And you have to totally take all that apart in order to be able to do that. What was another one that I did? Mark 33. I took apart a Mark 33 because I was going to try to turn it into a Mark 30 blue steel. Oh my God, what a hassle that was. Disassembled a Mark 3 die cast because I was trying to turn it into a Mark 2 die cast, which he's all the way up at the top. It didn't turn out as good as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, snapping and cracking and breaking and pulling apart is really, for the first time you do that, it'll get your attention real quick. Sure will. Armin Zoloff. Yes, he did. goop gun. I don't remember. Oh, right, from Red Skull. Jeez. They should have done the Ego and Dyke. Come on. The Dire Planet. Have you got the Mark 47? I do have the Mark 47. He's up here on my Spider-Man shelf. And he comes with an open helmet. As does the Mark II. Comes with an open helmet. You see the inside of that looks a lot nicer than the muck that I have on that Mark 42 that I did. The inside of the helmet. Pretty nice. Yep, I decided to display him like this. Sure enough, love my Mark 47. Great looking figure. If you cared about me, you'd be here right now. Cracks open. Out steps Tony. That was caught him off guard, didn't it? Yeah, this looks great. Mark 47. Same as the Mark 46, only painted differently. So, in a sense, if you have the Mark 46 and the Mark 47 and the Mark 46 concept, you have the same armor, just 3 different paint schemes. Good looking piece. I don't touch mine, pal. They go in a museum pose, no batteries. That's it. Hats off to you. Yeah, you don't want to keep batteries in your figures. Period. Dark Elf was in Thor Dark World. How he died, he didn't blow up. You know, I'm embarrassed to say I've never seen Thor Dark World. Got to see that movie. They're trying to sell it over here in UK for 1,700 English pounds. Trying to sell what? Mark 47? Mark 47 is expensive. I don't know why people fell in love with the piece as much as they did. But man, it is no joke how expensive it is. Whatever happened to Mark 7 that opened, they show SDCC a while back. He's still, oh, that one. That'll never happen. It couldn't be a figure, first off. It would have to be a display, a statue, more or less. And Hot Toys get so much guff in making power pose figures, you know, that they don't move enough. I imagine they're like, why are we going to do this? Because everyone's just going to complain. No one's going to be able to do anything with that. All you can do is just display it and say, yep, there it is. And so maybe they just decided to scratch the doggone thing. But I would love that. Mark 7 that's opened up, or the Mark 47 opened up. Either one of those would have been great. They could have done more with the Mark 5, you know, because it grows on him. They could have done some more with that. But no, we won't see that Mark 7. That's a pipe dream that's long gone. Sure looked good though. The opened up Mark 7. Heck yeah. That looked great. Can't be die-cast. Look. Brill. It looks nice, doesn't it? Look at the shine on that. That looks great. So, I've had you guys for about 3 hours. I guess I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you very much for tuning in. I have a Patreon. You can find the link below. Help out, man, if you want. It's so funny when YouTube restructured the way that they pay people for doing YouTube channels. YouTube says, tell your subscribers to subscribe to you on Patreon. Tell them to give you $1 a month. That's all it takes, and that's absolutely the truth. $1 a month would help out so much. It's not even funny. What else? Big Bad Toy Stores, where I buy all my toys for the most part. So check them out. There's a link in the description for that below as well. Let them know that where they're hearing from. Maybe they will feel inclined to hook me up a little bit. And tell your friends to check me out. Subscribe to the channel. Click the links. If you see like a little ad, click the links. I'm not supposed to tell you that. the hell? Go ahead and do it. And if you're a subscriber of mine, thank you very much. Good seeing you again. Love every one of y'all. I really enjoy spending these times with you. And I'll be here every Saturday. So I'll be here next Saturday for fact. And I keep trying to tell myself to get with the program. Got my 4K camera right here sitting there gathering dust. So it's not that I don't have the equipment. A little Sony 4K to do to film my reviews, but it was just so much work for no reward. No reward, just wasn't worth it. I lost all passion for it. Life-size Iron Man. No, I would love to get a life-size Ant-Man. A life-size Ant-Man would be perfect because that would be a giant man. 66 Joker. Yeah, what was his name? Caesar Romero? Is that who it was that played the Joker back in the 60s? All right, man. Thank you. You have a good night and a good week. All my YouTube family. Every one of you. Like I said, I love every one of you guys. And I respond to every post that you guys send. So if you send anything, I got a P.O. box. You should send your fan mail to me. Draw me pictures. Send me stuff to unbox. If you need me to send it back, I'll send it back to you. Definitely. And again, thanks for stopping in. And I'll see you all next Saturday. And what movies are coming out? None that I can think of. I guess Cats. I'll be going to check out Cats. Noble, thanks, man. We'll see you. Y'all have a good one. Take care. Peace. Love y'all. See you on the next video. Happy collecting.